I've been reading the 50 Cent book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good.
Really?
I know I'm inclined to like the book because I'm a big 50 fan. I'm not the hugest fan in the world, but I do enjoy a lot of his early music.
Yeah.
I liked that he worked with Robert Greene.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about like knowing Robert Greene a little bit in the book,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. They just didn't do like one project together. Apparently they're still friends.
Oh, wow.
But he has some really interesting advice. It's not really anything new, but just the way he expresses it is a little bit different. So
Mm-hmm.
in the section I'm at right now, he's talking about how he always judges people on appearances.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you need to wear a suit and a tie to every meeting or have the freshest pair of kicks.
Yeah.
But you do kind of have to have a style about you and project an air of confidence.
Yep.
He tells a story about how some reporter from GQ was sent to interview him back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And the guy was just wearing like jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And he's having a conversation with this person. At one point, they get to talking about the reporter's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
50, this is what I gather from it, tells the guy that your clothing is holding you back. The person doesn't understand it at first. And 50 explains to him, listen, they might send you to interview me, 50 cents, but you're probably not going to get to go and interview somebody like George Clooney dressed the way you are.
Right.
So the guy tries dressing in a suit and tie,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently gets back to 50 that his bosses at GQ immediately notice a difference in his attitude and start respecting him more.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something to be said about that because, for example, like if you dress age appropriately, right? Or not just age appropriately, but an interview.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into the interview believing that you're going to get the job. You should also look like you're going to get the job. And I think that says, I think there's something to that.
I do too.
Yeah.
He also says a lot of other interesting stuff in the book. I didn't know that when he started the TV show Power, 50 was only making $17,000 an episode.
Huh.
Because by then he was already a huge star.
I never even heard of the show.
Oh, I'm surprised. It's a huge hit.
Really?
Yeah, it's very respected cable show. It's no longer on the air, but if I understand it right, there's 4 spin-offs of Power.
Really? I've never even heard of the show.
Yeah.
That's because I haven't had a TV for a long time either.
It's very popular.
Wow. Have you watched it?
I've not, but I know a lot of people who are into the show. And I do plan to watch it sometime, and I was planning that before I started reading the book, too. It's just one of those things I haven't gotten around to yet.
And what was that about?
I don't know. I haven't seen the show.
No, but do you know the basic premise of it?
I think it's about the music industry. I could be wrong.
Okay, I'm surprised I haven't heard of it because I've never watched it. Where did it air?
It aired on Stars, Babes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Don't just.
Well, that's like I was trying to tell you something. Like, what? Yeah, why you kill me?
Bubs.
What you keep me? Can you remote? Yeah.
Bubs.
I'm getting kissed.
I didn't know where.
I know. But you're asking me like 21 questions, and they're not about us. Give me a kiss.
Oh.
No, I don't know that much about the show, but I know it's a very popular show on Stars.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't have a subscription to Stars.
All right, but I'm telling you that it's a popular show, and I was trying to demonstrate something.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. But anyways, so 50 starts the show, and he's the executive producer. I think he also acts in it, and he was only paid $17,000 an episode.
Wow.
And when the show comes out, he spends a lot of time promoting it. He was in the writer's room from the beginning development of the show. And a lot of people thought that he was wasting his time because he was getting paid so little.
Uh-huh.
But he said, no, I'm getting the experience of developing a TV show. And if you just look at it like, I'm not getting paid enough money and I can make what I make in a season of of the first season of Power with like 2 appearances at the club, you're missing the point. You're getting the experience, and you're also establishing yourself as somebody that Stars or another TV network would want to do business with.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, he was able to build his brand in the TV world.
Wow.
By taking less money up front.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. He also talks about when he bought Mike Tyson's mansion.
He did?
Yeah, you didn't know this story?
No.
Okay, this is kind of, it was out there before, but, you know, Mike Tyson, not the best with finances.
No.
Sold his home to 50 Cent in, I want to say 2004 or 5. And it's this huge place, something like 18 bedrooms,
Whoa.
25 bathrooms.
Wow.
A nightclub.
A nightclub.
A movie theater.
Wow.
And 50 thought that it would be a cool place for his friends to hang out at because it's so huge.
Mm-hmm.
But he said that, yeah, it was fun for the first couple of times. It's cool watching a first run movie in your own theater.
Mm-hmm.
But the cost of running the place was something like $70,000 a month.
Oh, wow.
And you can only sleep in one room at a time. So having 18 rooms, it was a little bit overkill.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. He also talks about how once he bought a Ferrari and returned it because he couldn't figure out how to use the car.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's really honest in the book about certain things.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like he really had a lot of, he really thought about some things carefully. Or at least he experienced some things and then he realized, okay, I'm not going to do that again.
He speaks on the importance of surrounding yourself with people with different life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to open your world up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it comes to food or looking at certain situations. So you know how Mike Pence wouldn't meet with a female unless his wife was in the room?
Uh-huh.
Originally, when 50 heard this, he thought that made a lot of sense because, you know, Mike Pence is a horny guy. And that's a great way to keep things...
Wait. Mike Pence? Are you talking about Mike Pence or somebody else?
I'm talking about Mike Pence, the ex-vice president.
Okay.
Trump's ex-boy.
Huh.
And he said, well, Mike Pence knows he's a horny guy, so that's why he won't meet with a woman unless his wife is there. But 50 talks to a friend of his who says, okay, but imagine somebody has a daughter and that woman grows up to be very powerful and she just wants to have a meeting with Mike Pence. Now she can't do it because he might be turned on by her unless his wife is in the room. And if she's a head of state, you're going to have a different conversation with somebody if you can have it as Mike Pence, the vice president, versus Mike Pence, the husband, who's there with his wife. And also, when you're vice president, you're not supposed to be Mike Pence, the super religious, gay-hating politician. You're supposed to be the vice president and put that stuff aside. He phrased it a little bit differently.
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of... I don't know that gay-hating politician is the way you should go on that. I think, and here's another thing to think about.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's one thing to think, oh, the guy is into really beautiful women. It doesn't even matter who it is. But I think a lot of times the reason why guys want their wives in the room is to show their wives that they're actually committed to their wives and they don't want to do anything that would damage the relationship.
But
not just that the guy might be tempted, which it could be possible, but I think it's common courtesy to do that.
Okay, but if you're a very powerful person who's supposed to represent our country, what happens if your wife can't make the meeting that day? Then that means that you can have a meeting with a super powerful leader who just happens to be a woman. That's bad for our country.
He could have taken his trusted associate or something. I don't know. Or it doesn't even matter if it was him or somebody else.
Yeah, I'm just saying this was an example that was in the book. But it's a really interesting read. We don't need to go down the Mike Pence rabbit hole. Because if I was vice president, and one, I wouldn't start anti-gay programs. But two, I wouldn't need you to come to me with every meeting that had a woman in it.
Right.
Yeah. Like.
What if you didn't trust the woman though?
Well, it doesn't matter. If I was vice president, I'm representing our country. I'm not there because I'm with Alana. I'm there because I'm the vice president, and I've been chosen to do good by our nation.
Well, okay, if you weren't the vice president, you were somebody else who just happened to be married that was in power, like, I don't know, like a music executive
Yeah.
or a computer programmer, somebody that was well known, like I don't know anybody. You would want to assure your wife that nothing would be that she wouldn't have to worry, right?
Yeah, but that also comes with trust. You also have to understand that somebody's going to do their job to the best of their abilities. Also, it's also in the 50 Cent book. If you have to bring your wife into a conversation or your significant other, the conversation is going to be a lot different than if I'm just meeting with somebody one-on-one.
It's kind of like, so I get what you're talking about because sometimes they won't, be able to make the meeting, but it's kind of like not putting yourself in a situation that would make your spouse or significant other wonder about what you're doing.
And I would make the argument then you shouldn't be in politics.
Well, I'm not talking just about politics. I'm talking about anything else.
Okay.
Right? And you let me finish for a minute.
Okay.
I'm not talking about just politics. I'm saying, like, if you are a male guy working at, if you're a guy working at a whatever job it is, if it's a computer job or an office job, right? And you're expected to come home at a certain time to your wife, or you're supposed to meet your girlfriend somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Just for an example, in order for your girlfriend or spouse to trust you, you wouldn't, hop in a car with a female coworker by yourself.
Oh, I would.
All the time. I mean, it's just something interesting to think about. Like, don't put yourself in a situation that would make you feel like, would make you think that you could possibly be tempted to cheat on your spouse or something. Just something to think about.
Okay. I do think that there's something to be said about maybe not partying with your female coworker who gets drunk all the time and has all these weird sexual experiences. Don't go with that lady out to the club on Saturday night. However, there's a difference between that and saying I can't meet with somebody if they're a woman if my wife's not around.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, thinking about situations which would put you alone with a woman without your wife ever being there. Right.
But in the Mike Pence example, the situation would be a meeting with somebody.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying, I mean, I'm just giving you an example of what some men might be thinking.
You're not defending that, though. You're not defending Mike Pence's take on that.
I'm not defending the fact that he won't meet with someone unless his wife is there, just because there are times where she may not be there. I get what you're talking about.
Oh, can I ask you something?
What?
When Mike Pence was down with MAGA, did you feel the same way as you do now about this?
I didn't even know about that, actually.
Okay.
I had no idea about the whole meeting thing, so I really didn't have any opinion.
Oh. Fair enough there, Jaylo. Fair enough there.
It's just just thinking about situations like that.
Yeah, but if you're in business, you have to do certain things, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, if, for example, if you were a model, right? If you were a model and you were around all these beautiful women, I would be a little bit anxious about that.
But I don't know how many models who are still in the game have a successful marriage. And successful is in the eye of the beholder. So maybe there's two models who are married and they have an agreement where you're allowed to cheat. We just don't, tell other people about it, right? Or it could be it's completely monogamous.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the statistics.
Well, and then you could also talk about football players and their wives, or basketball players or baseball players. Some of them have cheated on their wives. Rock stars and wives.
That's
their
notorious.
lives. They're notorious for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody does, but
Most
a lot of people do
in those fields.
Yeah, so because they're around a lot of beautiful women, so it's just it's really the situation.
And if that's the way the agreement you have with your partner, then cool, do you. But I don't think that it's necessarily a thing to where in those fields are different than politics. But a lot of politicians are just hornballs. Like, if Mike Pence has to do that, that lets you know that he's really repressed.
Well, let's take Mike Pence out of this and talk about, like, John Edwards.
Oh, yeah,
okay, John Edwards, we know that he cheated on his wife, who
was dying of cancer,
of cancer, yes. And he had 2 other young kids with her and an older daughter. I mean, this guy was notorious. And we found out about his baby mama too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's a bigger example than.
Well, there's that. I mean, there's also Trump notoriously cheated on his first wife with his second wife. Bill Clinton. We could go down the line.
Elliot Spitzer.
There's so many examples of this. I think as much as I don't like him, I don't know if there's any rumors about George W. Bush cheating on his wife. I think he was faithful, or at least if he cheated, he was very discreet about it. The Obamas, to me, I don't like Barack Obama, but I do get the impression that they actually have a happy marriage. So it's not every politician, but a lot of them do cheat.
It really depends on, because we think about what could go on behind closed doors, and we don't know the full story. So,
exactly.
I don't know. I tend to stay out of that one. Yeah.
I love interesting stuff like that.
I tend to stay out of who's cheating on who, because it really doesn't. I mean, it's a sad thing to think about, but it's like it doesn't really have anything to do with me.
Yeah. Now, knowing that about Mike Pence, obviously, my mind goes to he must have cheated at some point. Do I have evidence of that? No, but it seems very likely. If you're
I don't know that it's likely. Some people just don't want to put themselves in a situation. You can't just say that they've cheated on their wives. It may not be likely. It may just be that, I don't want to put myself in a situation and make my wife feel like I could be cheating on her at any moment.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And coming from and this is coming from someone who has actually been cheated on by an ex boyfriend
named Mike Pence.
No, his name was not Mike.
Okay.
Anything. No, it was a different person. That I will not mention his name because his name really is not worth mentioning.
That's
at this
fair.
Point, but he's cheated on me more than once, and I had to find out from other people.
This was not me. I don't cheat.
No.
And Alana and I don't have the type of relationship where the definition is I can have sex with somebody else. Like, we're fully committed.
No, we don't do that.
No.
No. I've been cheated on by at least one person I know of. I could have been cheated on by somebody else, but it's heartbreaking. It really is.
No, well, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So, not only have I not been physical with another woman since we got together, but I haven't had phone sex with any women. And so I don't think we've ever had this discussion. Is phone sex cheating? I say no, but I know a lot of people who say yes.
I think it is, and I'll tell you why. Because even though it's not physical, it's imaginative. And you're basically imagining somebody else with their clothes off.
Well, wait a second. You do know that I fantasize about other women since we've been together. And I'm assuming you fantasize about other men.
Not really.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I don't let my mind go there because I don't want it to go there.
But you know that my mind goes there. Because it's a natural human thing, right?
Well, you don't have to go there,
But
it is, you can control that.
But no, I'm human, babes. You don't want to be like so repressed that you have no fun in life.
Well, you're human, but you don't have to do something like that. You can control your fantasies. You don't have to fantasize about
No, but
something.
that's the whole thing. They're fantasies, so you can have as much wild fun in them as possible, so you don't go completely off the rails in real
We've
life.
had this conversation before, and my answer would be no.
No to what?
I've never done that.
But you know that I do. I'm assuming you knew that before, right?
No,
now.
you told me that. I'm not happy about it, but there's nothing I can do about it.
So
I can't
would
control
you-
your mind.
Would you be more upset if I had phone sex then, or would it be just like the same level as me fantasizing?
I think I
about
would
other
be.
women?
I think I would be more upset if I found out you had phone sex with somebody else.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because it's not. I'm not happy about it, but I can't control what you think about.
Mhm.
I mean, how can I control what you think about? I can't do a neural link and change that, which I hope never happens.
Exactly.
That's just dumb. I'm not gonna be like the thought police and police you on that because I can't control it.
And pretty much every man fantasizes about somebody who's not their partner. It's just a given. And then there was silence. Bob's Mike Pence didn't do that.
I'm not talking about Mike Pence,
I know,
Bub.
I'm
We're
joking.
off of this.
I'm joking, babes.
Oh my goodness.
I would not have a problem if you fantasized about other guys.
But I don't.
Okay, I'm just saying.
It's just not my preference.
Listen, if you took it beyond the world of imagination, then we'd have to have a serious discussion.
I mean, I have to admit there were times where I thought about what could have been if I ended up with this person, but that's as far as it went.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be hating or anything.
No, but I mean, it's never gone any farther than that.
Okay.
I never really wanted to take it there. I have thought about, well, what if I didn't end up with Rick? What if I was with somebody else? Would I be happy? Would I not be happy? I just think about this stuff, but then after a while, I'm like, yeah, that's not happening, and it won't happen.
So
that's as far as I've gone.
Let's say we're together for the next 40 years. Does that mean in that time you're not going to fantasize about other guys?
It's just not me, Bubs.
Wow. Okay.
It's not me. I don't let my mind go there.
Yeah. See, I think that
doesn't mean that I'm repressing myself, as people would say, or oppressing myself, or whatever it is, or suppressing myself. I guess I don't know. It's just not my thing.
In my mind, that's actually a little bit more weird than if you fantasize about other people. But that's because I do. So give me a kiss.
Because you're carnally minded.
Carnally minded. You've been blinded. Looking for a style like mine, you can't find it.
Oh my goodness.
Give me a kiss. That reminds me, babes. I have failed you as a boyfriend. Don't worry, I didn't cheat or anything.
Oh, I think I know what this is about.
What do you think it's about?
You forgot a present.
No. No, I'm fine with that because I'll just give it to you the next time.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Okay, so let me give the present backstory. Obviously, we had Valentine's Day, and the present that I got for Jaylo hadn't been delivered, so I didn't give it to her then. And then last week, because of weather, we didn't see each other. Mm-hmm. This week, I forgot to bring it, but that's not what I was thinking about. Okay. Because that's a little bit out of my control. Okay. You could make the argument that I could have got the present earlier, but I'm Rick.
It's okay. I mean, I don't mind getting late presents. I like late presents.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I said to you that I was going to play you the KRS-One, or I guess BDP song, My Philosophy, this weekend, and I didn't do that.
That's okay.
So next weekend, I will play you that song because it is a hip-hop classic.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get your comments about it here.
Oh. Well, you didn't fail as a boyfriend in that regard.
I did. I failed as a boyfriend.
No, if you failed
as a human being and as a man.
Buzz, if you failed as a boyfriend, we wouldn't be having this episode.
Oh. Can you forgive me for not playing you My Philosophy by BDP?
That's fine, Buzz. I don't care. I don't care. It's just music.
It's a great song, though. I can't wait to play it for you next week.
Yeah, you didn't fail me as a boyfriend.
Oh, good.
If you failed me as a boyfriend, then you would be in bigger trouble than you are now. Which you are not in trouble, by the way.
Nice.
You are not in trouble.
Next Friday is going to be a little bit crazy, and so it's Saturday. So I'll probably play it for you when we get back here Saturday night.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because Friday night's going to be late.
Mm-hmm.
Because when does the concert start?
I'll have to look at the tickets, but I want to say 8.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll see about that.
I am really excited about that. Lady Smith's Black Mambazo is coming to town, if we haven't mentioned it here. And I was a little bit familiar with them because they are a male South African group, and they've done songs with Paul Simon and Sarah McLachlan. And they were also on Sesame Street.
I think we did talk about it.
Okay.
But
if I'm repeating, I'm repeating.
Yes. I had heard the name. You knew more about them, so we got tickets.
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
I am very excited. And the Aladdin Theater is a really cool venue.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That Henry Capono and
Keola
Beamer concert was so fun.
It was.
And I know we've talked about it, but I just want to reiterate, it's a really good venue to see a concert like that. I thought we were the only ones dancing.
I don't think so,
Okay.
but what do I know, babes?
Yes. And then the next day is going to be a fun one. Yes.
Yes. Hopefully we'll have some lunch with folks and
get to know them.
You know how all that stuff
Yeah.
works.
I like having lunch after an event.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm also going to have lunch tomorrow, if all goes well.
Oh yeah, am I allowed to say?
With a friend of mine. I mean, we're not like besties.
No, but am I allowed to say?
You've said it many times, Bubs. You've said it like a bunch of times, Bubs. I think everybody knows.
All right, babes. I'm just making
I think
sure.
everybody knows, Bubs.
Well, good. She's kind of weepy though.
A little bit to play.
Alana and I wanted to go to the Motown exhibit this weekend. I think I heard cops, or I thought I did.
Mm-hmm.
And we were having trouble finding a sighted person. You probably already know this from listening. So I said, why don't we invite so-and-so and her new boyfriend, because then we can get her mom to come. Because Alana just didn't want to invite the mom. And on Thursday, Alana does that, and then the person calls back and says we can't do it. And according to Alana, her voicemail was very overly sensitive.
It was very apologetic. I almost thought she was going to cry.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "I'm really sorry about this, but Mom and I have some important things to do this weekend, and I'm sorry. I'll see you on Monday at Blackbeard Diner."
Nice.
And I'm like, what was that about? I was okay with it. I'm like, hey, I even told her we could do it next weekend if that's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? I'm not going to bite your head off. I'm not going to bite your head off. And I was actually cool with it. I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's cool.
It was a last minute thing.
It was short notice. I understand that. And initially she was not interested, but her boyfriend, and I only met him one time, he likes that music. Because
this was, I think, not too long before you and I went to see Leon Bridges, and we started talking about him. The boyfriend didn't know about.
Actually, no, that was after.
Oh, was it after? Okay.
Yeah, because we saw him in July.
No, we saw him at the end of August.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, we had dinner at the end of August. It was on the 27th when they...
I know. That's why I'm saying this was before we saw Leon Bridges, babes.
Oh, that might have been on that Monday after.
Yeah.
We saw him on a Monday. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You're right. You're probably right. Okay.
I am. And we were talking, he didn't know about Leon Bridges, and we said that he kind of sounds like Motown. I believe her new man said something like he enjoys Motown.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed like a cool guy, maybe a little bit too cool for this particular girl, but that's my opinion.
I would concur, because I don't know. I think he is more in tune to what is really going on musically.
Yeah.
As far as Motown being something that really did unite a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately she is not. But it's probably because she may not be like a big music person like he is, it sounds like.
Exactly.
And we are definitely big music people. For sure.
Yes. I like rap more than you do, but you know.
Other stuff is is pretty cool.
There's some good, cool other stuff as well, but there's a lot of great rap music out there from the old school. Nothing new.
I'm really, really happy that I got to introduce you to things, to music that you don't remember hearing or that you never heard before.
You know, I just said nothing new, but I realize I do kind of like Benny the Butcher. So maybe we can listen to him sometime. Jaylo?
Does he rap about meat?
No.
Okay.
There's some good rappers out now. It's just not as many, or I'm not as in tune to them as I was back in the day.
Right, because they weren't, some of them are not well known.
Yeah, or I just have other interests, so I'm not constantly checking for the new artists who are out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Babes.
Yes.
I finished the book. I think we were talking about it the other day, called Marked for Life.
Mm-hmm.
It was super interesting. It's about this guy named Isaac Washington. I went through the...
Isaac Wright?
Isaac White. I don't know why I said Isaac Washington.
Isaac Wright.
Yes, Isaac White Jr. And I talked about the first... What?
Is it White or Wright?
It's Wright.
Okay.
Yes, Isaac Wright.
Hmm.
All right. I talked about the first part of it yesterday. I think where we left off is he got sentenced to life in jail plus 70 years.
It's a long time.
It is a long time. He goes in, I'm not going to give all the details, but he keeps reading about the law. He starts helping other inmates. I'm intentionally going to leave stuff out because I want you to read the book at some point, even though, you know, you're not going to get through it in a night.
Oh my goodness.
But he gets some laws changed and things are going around. Things are going good. He's very much respected by the community. I think he said that he could even sit down and eat with skinheads if he wanted to.
Really?
And this was like a black dude.
Oh.
Because he was so respected, because he helped so many different people with their cases.
Wow.
Yeah. And at some point he gets transferred to this prison where they do a lot of paralegal work out of this prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the paralegal inmates were watching his case very closely. And they said that once they found out that he didn't win his case, they wanted him to be in that prison so he could do work with them, right? So he talks about some people he met in prison. Do you know about that case? I think the guy's name was John Lisp.
Oh, List.
Yeah, List.
The
Joe List?
The Sunday school teacher that killed this
His
little
family.
girl. His
No,
family, I think it was.
Yeah, his family back in like the 70s.
I heard of that. That was a really, really horrible, disturbing case.
He went on the run and eventually they caught this dude in the early 90s.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that about that story sometime in the 90s, I think it was.
Yeah. And this guy was in the same prison. List, or whatever his name is.
List, yeah.
Was apparently very racist.
Wow.
And only wanted to work with white paralegals on this case.
Yeah, because he was definitely living a double life.
Mm-hmm.
He was known as like a Sunday school teacher, and then he killed his entire family. It was a horrible, horrible story.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mobster who Joe Pesci based his character on Goodfellas on. Mm-hmm. That sentence didn't sound grammatically correct to me as it's leaving my head.
Okay.
Was also in the prison and worked as a paralegal from there. And was always talking to people about different cases and was very charismatic, according to Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
So Isaac likes helping people, but he really wants to get out of the pen.
Mm-hmm.
He decides to ask for a parole hearing. Now, Isaac knows that he's not going to get it because of the nature of the sentence. But apparently in New Jersey, you can ask for a certain number of parole hearings, and even if you're not going to get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say it was the district attorney who sent him away had to go to the hearing. And so he knows that he's not going to get there, but the press is going to be there because it's a whole high-profile case. Now, he had gotten information that the prosecutor in his case, who was really trying to get him locked up, was corrupt. So he had cheated on his taxes. Apparently he was involved with selling cocaine. And by now, I want to say the original judge in Isaac's case was also in prison, but the attorney was out. No, there was no question about the attorney at this point, the prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
So Isaac goes to his parole hearing and intentionally makes it a little bit more chaotic and tells the guards that he wants to be taken away before they make their final decision, which he's allowed to do. And as he's leaving, he looks at the prosecutor and says, "I know you cheat on your taxes," and he yells this out. Because the point of the parole hearing was to get the media on his side and to get that printed, that he accused the prosecution of cheating on his taxes, so it would start investigations going.
That's
and
really
it did.
funny.
And Isaac is like a real thorn in the side of the prison institution because he's helping so many other inmates, right? And he says in the book, "It was an insane thing, but I asked them if I could go and look through the files against me." And that's almost never allowed for the the prisoner to go to a prosecutor's office and just look through their files.
I would imagine.
The way he got that power was he kept trying to bring his case back up and he kept asking for evidence, and the prosecutor just wouldn't give them anything. So the judge granted his request in 95. Goes there and doesn't exactly know what he's supposed to be looking for. But it's near the end of the day, and he finds a document. And there's like one paralegal there from the office who's helping him Xerox things. Okay? And so he tells the paralegal, "I need a photocopy of this." Paralegal asks the prosecutor. Prosecutor just looks at it for a second, thinks it's nothing, and allows it. Okay. I hope I get this right, but you know how I am. This is why I want you to read the book. The document is basically saying that the police officers, this was, I think, written 5 weeks before they arrested Isaac, that the police officers need to look at each other's reports so they're on the same page when they go to trial. And the police officers all sign this who are working on this case. Now, the reason that's important is because if you ask a police officer on when they're giving testimony, if they can collaborate or if they know about a discrepancy rather in another police report related to a case, they say no. And the reason they can get away with it is they don't look at each other's files ahead of time. But this proves that they did, at least in this case, right? So he has this, but he knows that he can only use it once, because if he keeps going back to it, the police officers are going to be able to, kind of dodge it. They're not going to, he's only going to have the element of surprise one time. He makes a psychological profile of the guys who arrested him and decides on the best person to ask about this document, to present it to. Okay? In 96, about a year later, he's about to leave the prison to start the new trial. And the warden of the jail that he's in goes over to his cell the night before with a couple of guards. And it's nighttime, so he's not sure what this is about. And the warden says, "I want you to come here." And he goes to the bars of his cell. And the warden says, "I never want to see you again. And just so you know, we have a bet going on whether or not you're going to be released after this. And if you get released, I'm going to win the bet. So don't come back here." They shake hands. Isaac tells the warden, "I'm only coming back here one more time, and that's to collect a portion of the money that you win when I get released." And they both have like a little bit of a laugh over that. Isaac's transferred the next day. It's a couple weeks before the new trial. He gets his cell and another one to interview witnesses and to hold documents, right? By now, the people who have testified against him have pretty much all come out and said that they were coerced into lying. So that's a good thing. And momentum is on his side. The prosecutor in the first case, he's awaiting a sentencing, and he's on house arrest for all of his corruption.
Mm-hmm.
So things are looking good. The new prosecutors come to Isaac and tell him, you know what? If you agree to this, we'll let you out in 3 years and you're going to be good with us. And Isaac's like, no, I think I can win this thing. I'm going to take this to trial. Okay. Now, the way the law works, or at least how it's explained in the book, if Isaac loses this case, he has a 70 years, and the life sentence that was suspended or overturned because of, past things that he had done will be reinstated. So he really has to win this case.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Day of the trial comes. The new judge who is hearing this, it just so happens that he published a book on law, and it was one of the first ones that Isaac read when he went into the prison system. So it's like this weird coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
They do the trial. People are testifying that, I was coerced into lying. I never met you, or you never had anything to do with these businesses.
Mm-hmm.
They call the ex-prosecutor onto the stand, and he has a bracelet on because he's about to go to prison, all this stuff. He's on the stand for like 4 hours, and he doesn't come off looking that good. And then Isaac calls the police officer, who he thinks that he can break. He keeps asking him, have you ever lied in a case? The guy's like, no, but he keeps pressing him on this.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the new prosecutor objects to this and says, everybody knows that this guy has never lied in a trial. And the judge says, yes, we know this guy has never lied in the trial. You can't ask him this question anymore. Isaac intentionally made it so it was on the record that both the judge and the prosecutor said, we know this guy doesn't lie on trial. That's why he kept asking the question over and over again. So then Isaac takes out the document that contradicts what the officer had said, right? But he doesn't show it to the officer at first. What he does is he holds it behind his back so that the prosecutor can read it. And the reason he did that was he wanted the prosecutor to have a facial expression that let both the judge and the officer know that they were in trouble. And that's exactly what happened. Before he could present the document, the prosecutor says, we need a minute. They go to the judge, and Isaac shows the document to the judge, and it basically shows that this officer who is now on the stand is lying. The prosecutor says, we don't want this. This looks bad for us. And the judge says, well, this looks really bad for you because we just said on record that this guy never lies. And now there's a document that shows that he lies.
Mm-hmm.
This is admissible. He can use this.
Mm-hmm.
So then Isaac shows this to the officer, and he confronts him. The officer starts crying on the stand and says that, yes, we set you up. This is my signature on this. And we collaborated to make sure that you go to prison.
Wow.
Then they call another officer to the stand, and by this point, they start talking about how these officers have planted cocaine on people, all this stuff. And I'm not going to give all the details, but eventually Isaac is released. There's another case against him, so he's out on bail, and there's a lot of media attention about this in Jersey. He tells the media, I don't think I'm ever going to get tried in this other case because they know that if they do, I have evidence that's 10 times worse than this. And that gets them to drop the case like 6 months later when nobody's looking at it. He goes to law school, gets his degree in 2 years. He has to fight to practice law because he was in prison.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually in 2005, he's allowed to become a full-on lawyer.
Wow.
My only issue with the book...
Yeah, go on.
The book came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
My only issue is I wish they would have spent a little bit more time on his life after he got out of prison.
When was he arrested?
He was arrested in 1989, and he got out in, I want to say, September of 96, and the year was closed a year later. The case was closed a year later.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then in 2005, he was allowed to be a lawyer.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I listened to an interview he did with Sway last night. It was good, but it focused on things that I kind of already knew. I really want to know what happened after prison? Like, I know he
Mhm.
became a lawyer, but what was it like for him going to law school? What was it like the first time that he represented somebody out when he was like an official lawyer,
Did
right?
he get remarried after prison?
According to his Wikipedia page, no.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So he just had that one. He was just married to the lady from the Cover Girls.
I think her
then-
name is Sunshine.
Okay.
Yeah. And he almost got in trouble for that in prison, but I'll let you read the book to find out more.
Oh wow.
Yes.
In trouble for being married to her?
Well, I guess I'll just tell you now. She agrees to some lesser plea so that she could get out of jail, but the judge basically screws her over too. So she's in
Oh.
prison.
Oh, I think you told me that
Yeah,
one.
I had some stuff on my noses now.
Privately.
Yeah, and she doesn't have access to the law the same way that he does. So he starts signing documents for her. She knows this, but the prosecution wants, I think, both cases to be thrown out because he's forging her signature. And there's some old statute on the law where if a man and woman were married, they were considered like binded souls or something, or she was his property.
They were one.
Yeah, they were one somehow.
Yeah.
This had been overturned by the time that Isaac was thrown in prison. But something about New Jersey, because it was one of the first colonies, they have an older legal system.
Mm-hmm.
So he argued on grounds that he was allowed to forge her signature because she was his wife, and the judge sided with him. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's the gist.
But weren't they already divorced by then?
I think they got divorced shortly after this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So it's a super good book. I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
Does that sound like something you would ever read?
I don't know. It sounds pretty intense.
But did you like the story or no?
I like the story. I don't know if I'll read it though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Ha, 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 ha. Normally, you don't hear about somebody picking their life up in that way, but it's kind of like a real life Shawshank Redemption when you think about it.
Yeah. Wow. What I liked in towards the end of the movie, and I don't know if I even talked about it here, I might have, how he did all these things and was helping people with he was helping people in the library and all that stuff, and then how he got revenge on the warden.
That was great. Oh yeah, so let's get back to Isaac's story, and I love that too in Shawshank, by the way.
Yeah.
So the prosecutor who is on house arrest ends up running, and they track him down in Vegas. Cops are coming to his door, and the prosecutor decides to kill himself.
Which is really ridiculous.
Before he shoots himself, he yells at the cops, "I can't do 10 years in prison."
Mm-hmm.
That was really good.
Wow.
And it's even more satisfying because when Isaac was first sentenced to life plus 70 years, the prosecutor goes over and stands in front of the judge's bench, looks directly at Isaac and smiles at him like, "I got one over on you."
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he got even more over on the prosecutor.
Exactly. The guy lost his life because
he killed himself.
Isaac went after him, and in a way, Isaac kind of found his calling because the prosecutor went after him, right?
Yeah, that really is like a literally like a Shawshank Redemption story.
It's like it's the real life Shawshank. Let me tell you one more quick story from the book.
Mm-hmm.
One day, this is when Isaac is at the prison where he's kind of a paralegal and doing that type of work, which kept him out of trouble, and everybody had respect for him there, right? Somebody comes over to him, says, "I need to talk to you. I have a cousin who is in solitary confinement, and he's been there for 10 years. And the reason he's there is because he attacked a female guard." Okay? So Isaac looks at his case and says, he even tells the guy, "I don't know if we can do anything, but I'm going to try my best." And Isaac says in the book, he was thinking that there's no way I can do anything for this guy.
Yeah.
But I'm going to at least check into it. He does, goes to see the other inmate. Apparently one of the cool things about being a paralegal,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're a prisoner, you have access to areas of the prison that guards don't even have.
Wow.
So like only some guards can be on death row, only specific guards can be in the solitary unit.
Yeah.
But Isaac can like travel those halls and be at any part of the prison.
Wow.
Basically.
Really?
That's the way I understood it.
Hmm.
Okay. So he goes to the solitary unit, sees the guy. Guy doesn't even acknowledge Isaac at first. Isaac looks at his case and says, I hear that you've been trying to get off of solitary 4 times. The guy's like, no, it's been 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac apologizes for his mistake and he says, I don't think that they tried this angle of the law. It's a cultural defense. And I think that we have a good chance. You're not going to see the outside, but you can get back in general population if I argue the cultural defense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could go into that because it's explained in the book, but that's a whole other story in itself.
Wow.
Okay. Guy is just like, whatever, and leaves Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Isaac goes back a second time. The inmate doesn't even get off of his bed and acknowledge Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac comes back a third time. Same thing. Isaac comes back a fourth time. And now the guy starts to slowly talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is like 350 pounds, huge yoked dude, right?
Wow.
The type of guy who could kill you easily.
Yeah.
The way I understand it is the female guard he attacked still works in the prison and is married to one of the higher ups.
Wow.
Which makes this even more complicated for Isaac.
Yeah.
Right? So he goes to the warden and he says, listen, I have this defense and I could use it and I don't know what's going to happen. But if you let this inmate back in the general population, I'm going to put my reputation on the line. Meaning if he causes any more trouble, I will stop being a paralegal and I will stop harassing you with everybody's cases.
Mm-hmm.
So the warden has to think about this for a while. But that's just too tempting because Isaac is always in their hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually he comes by and he says, all right, if you make this promise to me, if this guy messes up, you're done practicing law with other inmates. I will let this dude back in the general population.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac goes to the guy, tells him what's up, and says, I'm putting my reputation on the line. If you mess up, it's not only bad for me, it's bad for everybody else here.
Mm-hmm.
Guy says, okay. Like a week later, Isaac's just hanging out playing basketball or whatever. And this big guy comes and he says, where's Isaac? Where's Isaac? Goes over to him, grabs him and gives him a huge bear hug.
Oh, wow.
And it was the inmate. And he said, that inmate never caused any trouble when I was in there. Mm-hmm. He was like a model inmate from that point on, at least until Isaac got released.
So what happened?
What do you mean what happened?
No, but I mean, okay, so the inmate hugged, did he ever get released?
I think the guy was a lifer. But the point wasn't to get him out of jail. The point was to get him out of solitary because he was in confinement for 10 years.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So he couldn't interact with really anybody except maybe a guard once in a while.
But why was he in jail? Why was he in prison in general?
I think it was something really bad. I think he either killed somebody or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So I think he maybe deserved to be in prison, but maybe shouldn't have been in solitary confinement for 10 years. Something like that. In the definition of the law. What did you think of that story?
That was interesting.
Yeah. Well, good.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. I hope this dude writes a follow-up book.
You never know. He might.
He might.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But there is an ABC show called For Life that's based on his story.
Wow.
That 50 produced, apparently.
Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yes.
Jaylo.
Yeah.
You got me to do something that was almost ungodly yesterday.
Ungodly?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
I wanted to watch The New Girl with you. But before that...
That was not ungodly.
I always tell people that The New Girl is like Friends with intelligence humor, and diversity.
It is not at all like Friends.
Oh.
It is a totally different setting.
Anyways, we'll get back to the new girl in a minute.
Uh-huh.
I sat down and I watched a couple episodes of Friends because you wanted to. That was our agreement. We would watch some New Girl, but first I had to sit through some Friends.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, in fairness to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the first episode you had me watch, what was it?
It was about
somebody got married, one of their cousins.
Well, let's start with the beginning of it, because it all started with this cheesecake thing where Chandler kept receiving cheesecakes, but it was supposed to go to the neighbor downstairs. And he kept getting boxes of cheesecakes and eating them, and introduced these cheesecakes to Rachel, because she wasn't really a person that had a sweet tooth, but she ate the cheesecake and she was hooked. And so every time the Mrs. Braverman got cheesecakes, they would go to the wrong address. And he would bring it over to Rachel's house. And that's part of that is what the episode is supposed to be about. But then you've got Monica was invited to her cousin Franny's wedding.
No, she wasn't invited.
Oh, I'm sorry. What am I saying?
Ross
was invited to their cousin Franny's wedding, and he also was supposed to take a date with him. And Monica's like, well, why wasn't I invited? And she's like, okay, you're going to cancel your date and you're going to invite me. Because I deserve to go with you, because I want to know, she's my family too, and I want to know why I wasn't invited. So that's another part of the story. And then Joey and Phoebe were making plans to hang out, but Joey canceled on her because he had a date. And in turn, she decides that
I'm only going to correct you once in this recap.
I've seen this episode many times. What?
Before she decided, Phoebe was pissed at your man Joey.
I know that. I was going to get there.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
My goodness. I watched this episode like a bunch of times.
All right, go ahead, babes.
Anyway, I'm not going to get to that part yet, but basically, they decided that they were not going to cancel their plans with each other, and Joey canceled on her. And so she was mad, and she runs into her ex-boyfriend and almost cancels on him. But that's another part of the story.
Yes.
So you fill in the gaps because you wanted to.
No, I just wanted to correct you on the Phoebe thing, because it sounded like you're moving past the fact that she was upset with...
No, I wasn't going to do that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Keep doing your thing, Jaylo.
So, Chandler and Rachel fight over the cheesecake. They're not successful because they end up eating it together, and they decide that they're gonna keep on eating cheesecakes, even though it's supposed to go to Mrs. Braverman downstairs. And then Monica and Ross go to Franny's wedding. And they're trying to figure out, well, why did Franny not invite Monica? And it turns out that Monica had something going on with Franny's husband. And that was kind of funny. And then in the case of Phoebe and Joey, Joey finds out that Phoebe has a date, so he purposely wants the dinner to go longer, and asks for something that isn't on the menu because they didn't make it.
That actually did make me laugh.
It's like, what are you standing here for? Lobster ravioli? It's like, I'm going to order a tossed salad and something and water. And she's like, oh, Joey, we've been over the specials 3 times already. It's like, I think we should have a really long talk. So anyway, she leaves. She goes and sees her ex-boyfriend, David. Turns out he has to leave on the red eye. They say goodbye to each other as he's going into a taxi. Joey sees her crying, and he understands what's going on. It's like, this is probably the only time I'm going to see him, because he's going back to Minsk, because he's studying a subatomic particles or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who the guy is who plays David, but he's really funny.
I recognize his voice, but I couldn't tell from what.
I don't know if he's a younger guy or an older guy.
Yeah.
But he was really funny. And so that was the episode.
Okay. Do you want what worked for me first or what didn't work?
Tell what didn't work for you first.
Okay. The cheesecake thing in no universe works for me. And I'll break it down for you why. First of all, I love cheesecake. I'm a cheesecake.
I do too.
But cheesecake is pretty easy to make. It's really not that difficult. So you could say, okay, well, maybe Chandler and Rachel aren't cooks, so they don't know the ins and outs of cooking like you do, Rick. And to somebody who doesn't know that cheesecake is pretty easy to make, that could seem intimidating if you don't cook.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Monica is a chef. Rachel is best friends with Monica, and Chandler's dating her. So they can't just have Monica make them a couple cheesecakes?
Remember in the episode, Rachel said, well, I'm going to tell Monica, you said that her cheesecake was dry and mealy.
Oh, fuck, that is a good point.
See, told you that. See, you didn't pay attention. Because remember, she was going to tell that Chandler stole the cheesecake.
Yeah.
And then she went and said, well, I'm going to tell Monica that you said her cheesecake was dry and mealy. And she's like, okay.
Okay, that's actually fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I did not pick up on that.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
But I would still go with I can't buy the cheesecake thing just because they can't figure out how to make cheesecake.
But it was funny.
Right, but I look for reality.
But it's just, it's a show. I mean, of course you're not going to get reality from a show. Come on.
But don't you...
I'm not you.
But you know... Okay, let me rephrase this. You know that when I watch something, I want to forget that I'm watching a sitcom, and I want them to lie to me good enough to where I can believe that I'm watching something real. Okay. I do. That's what I look for in entertainment. I want to be convinced that this is a real universe that I can believe in.
This is why sometimes it's very frustrating to watch a show or a movie with you. And even though I love watching shows and movies with you, sometimes I'm very frustrated with you because you're like, I want the reality of the universe.
That said,
their universe.
That said, my dear, you also know that if I really, really like something, if I give my stamp of approval, it's well earned. Mm-hmm. So that is the upside to watching.
That is the upside.
Yes.
But that's the only upside.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I didn't believe the cheesecake thing at all. Even though you do make a good point, I know how easy it is to make cheesecake, so it's a little bit different. Well, let me ask you something.
Yeah?
I know that Monica is a chef on the show.
Yes.
Is she yes, he cooks professionally, and I know that she's the only one who does that, but do other characters, do we ever see them making anything? Like a meal?
Ross has made things. Phoebe has baked things. Rachel has tried to make it, but it was a disaster. It was actually kind of a funny episode.
Okay.
What else?
What about Chandler?
Yes, Chandler has made things. Joey's made things too.
And,
but Monica is the professional.
Okay.
Cook.
Did Chandler's stuff come out fairly decent?
Oh yeah, he was helping Monica with the Thanksgiving meal that they were doing.
See, then it becomes a little bit more realistic because cheesecake is fairly easy to make.
Yeah, but that was just a funny part of the episode. I mean, to me it was anyway.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be funny if this cheesecake was supposed to be for the neighbor downstairs, but it always came to the wrong address, and Chandler just fell in love with the cheesecake.
Look, if it's another dessert that's a lot more complicated to make,
like a chocolate souffle.
Yeah, a chocolate souffle isn't inherently that complicated. I just don't make them because it requires eggs. Although I've heard other people using avocado for them. But if it's a dessert that's like super complex, mm-hmm. then maybe I'd go with you.
Huh? I don't know.
But if it's cheesecake, which is it's fairly easy to make, I can't go there.
But it's just because it's a cheesecake from a certain bakery, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at.
I hear you, but I'm telling you why it didn't resonate for me. You can't use cheesecake, even though I love cheesecake. It's too simple.
What, should it be a pie?
Pies aren't that hard to make either. It should be a dessert that's more high end that people don't really know about.
Baked Alaska. I've never had it. I heard it requires ice cream, and it's like ice cream and cake or something.
I don't think baked Alaska is that difficult to make. It should be like something out of the art of French cooking, like some Jamie and Julia type stuff,
or Julie and Julia stuff.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But so the cheesecake we've established, not really my thing. I saw the Phoebe thing coming a mile away when she gets mad at your man Joey. I'm like, okay, they're going to do this thing to where now she has to cancel or delay or something. I saw that be coming. Having said that, I really did like the scene at the restaurant when Joey's trying to extend the order.
And then the stuff at the wedding was funny too.
Yes. The stuff at the restaurant worked for me, and the stuff at the wedding I thought was really good.
Yeah, because the aunt kept kissing Ross on the lips, and then they were talking to all the people that went to their cousin's weddings. Like, why are you here?
Yeah, that worked for me. I did like that.
It's like, I'm a blood relative. Blood.
Yeah.
I was like, don't talk about blood to strangers.
This episode, because my expectations were really low, and it did make me laugh at points, I would give it a mild thumbs up.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know that I'm going to watch it 10 more times like you, but it was good. It was good enough to watch once.
Okay.
Yeah. And near the end of it, I hear, oh, you want to watch another episode?
Well, I knew that you were going to like this one because this one had John Lovitz, and that was the second episode he was in.
I am a big John Lovitz fan.
John Lovitz was in one episode where he was he went to talk to Monica, and he was I guess trying to see if he could work at a restaurant, and he was stoned in that episode. But this one I thought was funny because Phoebe ended up setting Rachel up with him. His name was Steve.
Yeah.
And that was also Phoebe's worst client. Steve.
Do you want to say anything more about the episode before I give my...
Oh, yeah. So, Joey and Phoebe decide to set Rachel up because with Ross again. No, wait. I'm sorry. I should start from the beginning.
Go ahead. Ross
is telling Joey that maybe Rachel and I should move on and see other people, and Joey thought it was weird. Phoebe comes over and says, Rachel did the same thing. I think we should set them. I think we should try to get them together. But how are we going to do that? And Phoebe's like, yeah, why don't we set them up on horrible dates so that they'll realize that what they have is really, really special. So Joey tries to set Ross up with somebody that's just like him. It doesn't work. Phoebe sets Rachel up with her worst client, Steve, who also Monica knew. And Phoebe's like, wait a minute, why don't I set Rachel up and Ross just doesn't have a date because she doesn't show? It's like, okay, he'll be waiting at the restaurant. So why don't you fill in the Rachel part, because that's pretty funny.
Oh, so Rachel goes out with your man John Lovitz, who has Steve has no self-confidence. Like, I live in a studio apartment with three other guys.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm infertile.
And she's like, I'm sure you have a good sense of humor, right? And he's like, no, you're not going to laugh with me.
He goes, well, there must be something you like about each other. Like, I like my hair.
Yeah.
And then he shows her that he's been screening t-shirts.
And he makes her one that says, like, FBI broad or something.
Female body inspector.
About
FBI, and it's like this large t-shirt.
Yeah.
And he's like, I like my hair, and he when you see his hair, it's like a receding hairline.
The dude, the waiter at Ross's restaurant is super condescending. And then Ross ends up leaving with free crab cakes, was it?
Yeah, and so the guy was like, would you like an extra glass of wine? And he's like, well, I don't want to get drunk when I go home alone.
I will tell you this. This episode worked for me a lot better than the first one showed me.
And he's like, It's like, well, like it's like, so, did you notice a dark-haired woman, possibly with a puzzle at the bar? And he's like, no. And he's like, you think your date came in, saw you, and left? No. And then the two waiters were making a bet as to how long you could stay here without
Before you left.
before you left.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, well, is there, like so you were making a bet. Is like, well, after 9:30 I won't. Whatever he said.
At 9:20 I think it was.
9:20 yeah. And he goes, I was hoping to have, is there anything else I can help you with? He's like, well, I was hoping to have sex tonight. And the waiter's like, ooh. So it's I think the waiter's supposed to be gay or something.
Yeah.
well, in the on the DVD portion of it, I'll just tell you this because you probably won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
On the DVD portion of it, Chandler and Ross pretend to go to the same restaurant and pretend not to have any dates. Like, oh, I wish my date would show up. Can we have some free crab cakes? and then it's like, well, actually, we're having a bet on this other guy, and he's like. And then you see John Lovitz. He's like, I have such fat hands.
Oh my goodness!
And he's crying. So not only is this episode really funny, but John Lovitz is crying at the end of the day. He's like, I can't believe I'm crying in front of you. You must think I'm so pathetic.
John Lovitz is great in everything.
Yeah,
I'm a big John Lovitz fan. So this episode, I actually liked this one.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good. I have a question for you that's when you hear it, you're going to be like, oh, of course you would ask me that.
Yeah.
Now, for some context, I know that you have never smoked weed. You are anti-weed, and we very much disagree on that. But I think in real life, Jennifer Aniston says that she smoked weed or she smokes weed, which I'm totally, hey, do your thing, girl. Does her character, Rachel, doesn't smoke a weed on the show or what?
I don't think she smokes anything. I mean, there was one episode where she tried to, which I thought was kind of funny, where she tries to be a part of the in crowd at work, and she ends up smoking cigarettes or tries to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
And she just didn't like it after a while. And she's like, no. I'm trying to cut back. I'm trying to quit smoking, and I think you guys should too. And the reason why she wanted to smoke with them is because all the important people smoke at meetings.
Yeah.
And she wanted to be a part of the decision, so she started smoking. And then so she quit smoking even though she never smoked in the first place. And she's like, No, Rachel, you're doing a really good job. Her boss is like, No, we don't want to mess up your getting off of smoking cigarettes. So we're not going to smoke either. And it was a funny episode, I thought.
Do any of the characters on Friends do any drugs?
I think that Phoebe was on the street, so she might have done that.
Okay, Phoebe.
Well, she was on the street because because her mom killed herself, and she had some weird stuff happen to her, and Chandler had a smoking habit that Monica was trying to get him off of.
Yeah.
I don't know if Joey did, and I don't think Ross did, and I also don't think Rachel did.
But at least, okay.
Phoebe and Joey are the weirdos, though.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, as much as I believe I'm pro pot, I'm actually really anti cigarettes.
Anti-cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm really anti-cigarettes.
As am I.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chandler was the one who had a major nicotine habit.
Yeah, so even though most people would say that's not a big thing, to me that actually is, and I know
it's so disgusting.
I know I'm in the minority of that, but I there's something, I have a visceral reaction to cigarettes.
Yeah, and my ex would actually go and try to take cigarettes out of the person's hand. I mean, he was very like anti-cigarette like we are.
I wouldn't do that. That's a stuff.
But he wanted to do that, but he was just so disgusted with cigarette smoke. I'm like, yeah, I think it's so gross.
Yeah. So
I can't take it.
I would count that as a thing. And Phoebe, it's not said, but it's implied that maybe she gets stoned once in a while.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't. I mean, she's just weird anyway.
Yeah.
But it's possible that she did that in her younger days. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's a little bit weird to have a social circle where like nobody will have a joint, you know.
It's not weird. It's just weird to you.
Well, wait a second. I know that you've never smoked weed, but since you've been an adult, you've never had a social circle where nobody smoked weed, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would call it
like you have friends who
friends
get high, right?
who have or tried.
Who
I've
get
had
high
friends,
on a regular basis, don't you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't ask about that stuff. I mean, there are people that I've been friends with that have tried it, but I don't know that they've gotten high on a regular basis.
I'm at the point in my life where I don't do it on the regular. But of course I have friends. Well, not of course, but you know me. I have friends who do other stuff on a regular basis too.
Yeah, Mom, don't listen to this.
My mom's dead.
Not your
mom.
mom.
R.I.P. Well, your mom knows that I have friends. Your mom doesn't think that I've smoked weed.
I don't talk to her about that.
Okay.
Bubs, if she knew all about your past with that stuff, she'd probably tell me to break up with you.
Wow, it's just a part of the past.
And she probably would tell me to break up with you if she knew you were still doing some of it.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly, huh?
Well,
allegedly means that you probably are.
I don't smoke anymore, but an edible once in a while, who knows? Who knows, babes? You don't, but I do.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I don't ask people about that. That's just something that, you know, if they do it in private, just don't bring it into my house.
Yeah, okay. I guess I would say is I'm glad it's at least maybe implied that Phoebe might like to smoke weed, because to me it seems very unrealistic.
She's very hippie-ish.
Right. But it seems very unrealistic to be an adult and have a social circle and nobody in that social circle does any drugs whatsoever. That just would not make sense. That would not fly at all.
Or you just don't hang out with people that don't do that.
I have friends. I know people besides you who are pretty straight edged.
Mm-hmm. I know you do.
Yeah,
I'm sure you do.
I do. But most of my friends, you know, they like to toke up once in a while.
Yeah, most of your friends are dope people.
So, but the reason I was asking that question is Rachel seemed a little surprised when Phoebe explained to her that John Lovix was getting blended during the date.
She said, he does, you know, he does it when he's pretty stoned, and she's like, he wasn't stoned. Like, did he go out for a cigarette? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think it's implied that I think Phoebe hangs out with some questionable people.
See, I like that. I think if I was to really get into the show, babes, Phoebe might be one of my favorite characters, just because you can guess I hang out with some questionable people.
She is so Lisa Kudrow is so funny on that show.
Well, let me ask you this question. Now we're sounding all weird. If I got into the show, who do you think my favorite character would be?
It probably would be Phoebe.
Yeah.
I think it would be Phoebe, because you hang out with some weird people.
Yeah.
I know some weird people, but your people are weird.
I got some weird people. I love my people, but some of my people.
I knew some weird people, and there are some people that I've grown up with that are still kind of weird, but your friends are like super.
By the way, I would also consider myself a weirdo. So, you know, Rick's in that category too. But yes, I do like weird people.
Yeah, but I think you'd like Phoebe. She's really
nice.
I have to say, she is probably one of the funniest female characters, even though I do not identify with her.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who I identify with. Monica's really anal.
She's in the anal?
She's really anal retentive.
Oh, okay.
You know what I meant by that, folks?
No, I didn't, babe.
Yes, you did. You knew exactly what I meant.
No.
Monica's really anal. Rachel is like really into fashion, and she's kind of dramatic too. So I don't know that I identify with any of them, but I think they're funny.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't really like any of the male characters on the show. Like Ross seems like too much of a dork.
Ross is like an intellectual, but he's kind of whiny, but I think he's funny. I like him. Joey is kind of a very dumb Italian guy that only knows about acting and girls.
Yeah.
And that's like all he knows.
And I can relate to the one-liners maybe that Chandler does, but it's like it doesn't seem like there's anything else beyond that character except for some one-liners.
And Chandler's got issues because his parents got divorced, and his dad is Kathleen Turner,
Yeah.
in the show.
Nice.
And it's just funny,
Uh-oh.
He comes from a rich family, but his parents are divorced, and his mom and dad have a very dysfunctional relationship.
Nice. Nice.
He's afraid of getting hurt, and he's trying to make up for what he grew up with. And
maybe I would relate more to Chandler then, but I don't come from a rich family like he does.
You probably might relate to Chandler and Phoebe, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
Yeah, and Joey's just funny because he's never really had a real job.
Yeah.
And he depends on his agent to find him gigs.
He's never had, so he's like Tommy from Martin.
No. I mean, his job is an actor, but it's like he doesn't do anything until he gets a job from his agent.
Nice.
Like a gig from his agent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, getting gigs.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's my impression of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's a pretty good one. Give me a kiss.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Okay, so give me a kiss.
Oh my goodness.
Good. So it wasn't a complete bust. The first episode, while not the best piece of television I ever saw, did have some laughs in it. The second episode was better.
Mm-hmm.
And as we've established, I've seen Friends before this, but I kind of just look at it as a show that's like a serviceable 90s sitcom. I don't really look at it as this iconic thing that's so special like most people do.
There's some episodes I have on my mind to show you, like maybe a Thanksgiving episode and something else.
Nice.
There was one Thanksgiving episode where this is when Monica is dating Tom Selleck's character Richard, who happens to be a colleague of her father, who's supposed to be a doctor. Yeah.
Nice. Well, good.
Or was he a doctor? I can't remember. But he was a friend of her dad.
Nice.
So it's and they're trying to one up each other by telling people about things that have been happening to them. So it was a funny episode. But anyway. Yeah. Anywho, okay.
Well, babes.
Yeah.
So we watched Friends, and I'm like, well, babes, since we watched 2 episodes of Friends, I got to show you 2 episodes of The New Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had watched a fair amount of Friends when I was a kid, we didn't really need to start during the first couple of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But you had never seen The New Girl.
No.
So we started off with the pilot episode. Jess comes home. Jessica Day, played by your girl, Joey Deschanel. Zoe Deschanel. I said Joey.
Joey.
And she takes off her clothes. She's dancing around. Her man's at home. He's naked. She turns around. And
he's a girl.
Yes, he's with some other girl.
Mm-hmm.
She can't live there. She finds an apartment on Craigslist and goes to interview for it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 3 guys living there. Coach, who's played by Damon Wayans' son, Damon Wayans Jr., Nick, and Schmidt.
Yeah.
And, they think, what are we going to do? Schmidt wants her there because there'll be more women. Coach doesn't want her there. And Nick decides to give her a chance.
Yeah.
She moves in, basically takes over the couch, and is watching Dirty Dancing pretty much nonstop.
And crying.
Yes. Now, one of the backstories to this episode is Nick had a relationship with this girl named Caroline. They broke up, but she can get them into a cool party that Schmidt really wants to go to.
Yep.
So Schmidt keeps pressuring Nick, you got to contact Caroline, get us into this party. Nick doesn't want to do it, though.
Yeah.
But they decide to get Jess off of the couch and try to set her up with a dude. Nick works at a bar, and they go there. They tell her, hey, go up to this guy, speak in short sentences because you're kind of weird because you sing to yourself and whatnot. And that's bizarre. Don't say a whole lot. Let him do most of the talking and see what happens. So it's a lovely time with this young man. They exchange phone numbers and agree to get together. Now, what Jess doesn't know is that Schmidt and all of them know this dude. And it was kind of like a setup thing to see what would happen. Okay? So, Jess is excited about the next day. The guys are super pumped because they're going to get into this party. Guys go, they're standing in line, and Nick sees Caroline, starts talking to her, and he wants to know why they broke up. She says that she felt that Nick never really took the relationship that seriously. They agree to go for coffee. The guy that Jess was supposed to meet up with that night comes by and tells Nick, I decided not to see that one girl. And he also says that I didn't even bother telling her that. So she's waiting at a restaurant. Nick says that he has to go see a friend, and they all end up going and singing to Jess. Now, I will say this. I don't like the singing at the end. And you know that stuff drives me crazy.
I mean, for me, there's only a couple of times that it worked for me only, maybe not for you, but if it's something that I believe was well done and funny, then I'll be fine with it. But this just was not. It was bad singing and it wasn't funny.
Yes. One of the things I do like about the singing is the waitress tells them to leave.
Yeah.
So that at least they're like a little bit self-aware there. I almost never like it in TV shows. With Jess, it works a little bit because her character just like sings along to everything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel unnatural for the character to me.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to show you the first episode because it kind of sets up the characters a little bit.
Yeah.
And the pilot episode is rarely the best part of the series because they're finding out who these characters are. What did you think of it overall?
I thought it was an interesting pilot. It sounds to me like Nick is probably the one that's the most sane out of the three of them.
Well, I'll give you just a slight background on Nick that I think comes up fairly soon. Is he studied to be a lawyer, but decided to quit law school like 2 weeks before the end of his last semester to become a bartender.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And to me, that's kind of interesting because it shows a lack of following through on things.
It was too hard. Yeah. So he wanted to take the easy route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a sense, I maybe should have showed you the second episode right after this because Coach left the show. And then he ends up coming back for a while and near the end of season 3, I believe. Yeah. So we don't have to delve into his character. What do you think of Schmidt?
I think it's kind of funny that he thinks he's got a lot of game, but he doesn't.
Yes.
Like he tries to hit on
her friend Cece.
Yeah, and that one guy Winston's sister Alicia.
Oh, well, we'll get into that in the second episode.
Yeah. I mean, he just like I'm sure you've met guys like him who think that they've got a lot of game and that they can talk to women, but they really can't. They're boisterous, but they can't talk to women. And
also, you'll love this. He might become your favorite character because he is openly conservative on the show.
Really? Doesn't mean he'll be my favorite character.
Oh,
he might be annoying. Hey, I don't like every conservative. Some of them are really annoying.
There's a great episode that has to do with the Republican Party that I actually think you might really, really enjoy. But I want to show you it later because it comes up in, I want to say, season 6.
Really?
Yeah, I think you'll find it really funny, though.
Okay.
Because it's not what you think it's going to be.
Uh-oh.
It's not like just like trashing Trump or anything. It's a completely different take on it. But we'll get there when we get there.
Okay. You think I might like it?
I think you will. I'm almost 100% sure you'll like it.
So it's actually tastefully done. It's not like...
It's very well done.
Okay.
But before we get there, did you like the pilot episode?
I did. I thought it was fun. I didn't like the singing. That's the only thing I really didn't like about it. Otherwise, I thought that was really fun.
And that's a fair complaint.
And I thought it was really funny, too, when they had the flashbacks. And Coach was yelling at that one girl, "Stop it! Stop it! You're screaming!" And she's crying.
Yeah. he asks Jess what she can do, and she's like, "You're kind of aggressive."
Yeah. And yeah, you have to listen, and you're kind of aggressive. Yeah.
Yes. There's an episode I love, and I think of it as a time travel episode.
Uh-huh.
So after we watch this one, I'm like, I'm going to show you that one. I know we're skipping ahead, but trust me on this. I have to find it first. I knew it was in season 2.
Uh-huh.
We start watching it. This one's... so Nick is at the bar. Jess is visiting him. And a couple guys come in to like work on some equipment. Jess tells Nick that, this one guy's like super hot. You should give him my number.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick's like, you like that guy? Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then another dude comes into the bar.
He calls himself Bear Claw.
Well, yeah, the guy who's working at the bar. But I'm thinking about the other guy who comes in, who thinks that Jess is some lady named Katie.
That's right, yeah. Uh-huh.
They've been talking online. So she's not Katie, but she wants to date. She was just fired from her job.
Yep.
They go and sit down, do their thing. And Nick starts talking to old Nick.
Yep.
Who's this dude claiming that he's Nick from the future.
He's just a really old guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, while this is going on, one of the backstories is that Schmidt is trying to get with Winston's sister.
Uh-huh.
But let's focus more on like the A plot with Jess and them. So Jess takes the guy home, has sex with him, and the next day she comes out into the living room, sees Schmidt and...
That's the guy who thought her name was Katie.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's Schmidt and Nick talking. She tells them, listen, you guys got to call me Katie, and this guy thinks that I'm like a professional dancer. One dude comes out of the bedroom. I think his name is Sam, and she says, "Oh,
yeah, that is the guy, Sam."
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Nick is really great at dancing, and Nick's just like flopping his arms around, jumping around. She's like, "Oh, this is incredible! He's such a great dancer."
And he said it was really bad.
Yeah, Sam, I want to see you later tonight. So Katie is like, "Yes." Sam leaves. Jess gets a text from the guy at the bar who Nick gave her phone number to. She's like, "Oh, I can't wait for this. Yeah. I'm so excited. I've never had two guys interested in me."
And he's like, but Katie, Katie can juggle men, and Katie can do this.
Yeah.
That Jess can't do.
Yeah. But she decides to meet the guy from the bar.
Yep.
He comes over, and it turns out that it's Bear Claw.
And he has groceries. And he's like, "I love cooking. It's my only outlet."
He has this weird tattoo right above his butt crack that he shows her. It's like moving it around.
It's detracting, and now it's retracting.
She goes into his bedroom, tries to find a way to get out of this. Bear Claw comes over to her bed, sits down on it, and just says, "I'm really sick right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm about to die or something."
Yeah.
He leaves. Jess goes to the bar, meets up with Sam. Now, meanwhile, Nick has been talking with old Nick and is asking him all these questions about the future. Mm-hmm. What do I need to do in this situation? Blah, blah, blah. Jess goes into the bathroom with Sam, and they're in a stall, and they start making out. She has her top off. Bear Claw goes in there with his coworker, and Jess accidentally says something. Bear Claw says, "I'm going to break down the store."
Because he thinks that she's in danger.
Yep, sees Jess.
Like, "I thought you were sick."
Yeah. And then Nick walks into the room. Now, Nick is a big fan of Bear Claw. He thinks he's a really good guy, so he's trying to play it, down. Jess confesses to everything and then leaves. Mm. Nick goes back to old Nick, who says that he has to go, but he says, apologize to Jess and offer to make her an old-fashioned. Nick follows old Nick outside. Old Nick goes behind some boxes and makes some weird sounds and pretends to disappear. Nick waits a minute, and then old Nick lifts up his head, and he has a tinfoil hat on. And we realize that he is not a time traveler from the future, but just a weird homeless dude. Nick and Jess are now back at the place. Nick offers to make her an old-fashioned. Sam comes by, confesses to his lies, and they agree to have sex. And that's basically the end of the episode.
They agree to be like friends with benefits, I guess.
Yeah, and between this, Schmidt went to dinner with Winston and his family, the mom was really upset. There's a great line where she says to Winston, if he touches her, I'm no longer paying for your phone bill.
I am no longer paying for your cell phone bill.
Yeah. I love this episode.
Oh, it's so funny.
What did you think of it? Did you enjoy it?
I thought it was funny. I thought that the mom had every right to be really leery of Schmidt, though.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to hurt you, or whatever she said. It was funny.
Based on the 2 episodes that we've watched so far,
yeah,
does this make you want to see more of the new girl?
It's possible. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I'm going to watch more Friends, we are watching more of them.
Okay, I might give it a little bit of a chance. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want me to keep giving Friends a chance, you will.
Okay.
I love the stuff with old Nick. I love how Nick is just convinced so easily that this is him from the future.
Old Nick, come back.
Yes.
But I thought it was funny when Jess calls Nick and she's like, Nick, you brought me the wrong guy. It was Bear Claw. Bear Claw is here.
I mean, it is a trait of comedies to where you'll be talking about 2 people and it's the person you're talking to will get them mixed up like Nick did.
Yeah.
But I felt it was really well done in this episode.
That was really funny. Because you're thinking, well, how did he get that mixed up?
Yeah.
And he wanted Bear Claw to come to her place.
What does Bear Claw teach us about loneliness?
You know, that's a good question because there are so many reasons why men and women are really lonely, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of those reasons could be on them, right? Whether their personality is too much, whether they're too clingy, whether they say non sequiturs and they don't shut up, you know, whichever. And it may, I don't know about Bear Claw. He seems like he could be a nice guy, but a little too much.
Yeah. Kind of special.
Kind of reminds me of some people that I think I've he's kind of like one of those people that he's a nice guy, but there's something about him you don't like. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does the relationship between old Nick and Nick teach us about wanting to believe in something?
That Nick is gullible. Young Nick is gullible and he won't question old Nick. And old Nick is, nice guy, but is he really from the future? Well, is he only in this episode?
Old Nick is only in this episode.
That's so funny. And I like that there was there was no audio description, was there?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. There was audio description on Friends. Okay,
yeah.
Which is good. But I thought old Nick was really funny. And young Nick is pretty gullible.
Yeah.
They're like in their 30s in this show, right?
I think late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. What is the relationship between Jess and Sam, and to some extent, Jess and Bear Claw, teach us about lying?
Yeah. Lying and expectations, right?
Yeah.
Well, even Sam lied because he's like, that's not even my real profile. And I don't do this. But we can still do what we're doing. I think some people are willing to accept a lie and, even say, hey, I know you lied, but it's okay.
Yes.
I'm willing to move on past it if you are. Even though they were pretty big lies. Well, there are bigger lies, but those are pretty big lies about themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
What would you give this episode on a scale from 1 to 10?
I don't know. That's a good question. I can't. I don't know.
That's fair because you do have to see more of the show and get to know these characters a little bit.
Yeah, I only saw 2 episodes. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to watch more of it with you there,
Jaylo. Yeah.
Yes. You have been getting cooking assignments. And so last night I closed my eyes. You go into the kitchen and make us some Panda Express.
No, I ordered it.
Okay.
No, I do have cooking assignments that actually won't involve you.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's cool if they do.
No, they won't.
'Cause,
I may involve you in some of them,
Oh.
but they won't involve you in this round.
Okay.
And she just started giving me cooking assignments last week.
Nice.
So, which I don't know why she didn't do that before, but
you gotta have to gauge a student first, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad she is, because it really holds me accountable, so I don't lose those skills.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yes. But Panda Express was good yesterday.
It was delicious, and I still have some beef broccoli left over.
You know it's good if both of us scarf it down. Like I'll just like inhale Panda Express.
Yes, I will.
But Alana did the same thing.
I did that, and I don't think I had fried rice in mine, because I just had white rice, and I'm like, white rice, yummy.
Yeah.
And I don't eat white rice as often as I used to, but it's such a good treat, and I just was so hungry that I just almost scarfed everything down.
Nice.
It's so satisfying when you're so hungry and something just hits the spot, and it's like, okay.
It is.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't care how fast I eat it. I don't care if I'm eating like a lady right now. I just, when I am at home, I just eat the way I want to eat. So
yeah, you don't eat like a lady. You just plop your head down on the plate and go at it.
No, I don't. That's how dogs eat, Bubs. Are you saying I eat like a dog?
No.
Dogs do that.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we're gonna have a chance to do that next week.
Plop our heads down and
No. We are going to have a chance to eat a little bit more gracefully, I should say.
That's right, because Alana's having like a thing at her training center of choice.
Yeah, it's an eating with grace class, which I'm really okay. You want me to do that while I'm talking to you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I got a huge knot. Can you feel it, babes?
Yes.
Right in my neck.
Was that the same? That was the same one from last night, right?
Yeah. Does it feel any smaller?
I don't know. It still feels kind of big, but
yeah. Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Ooh.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you okay? What happened? Did you choke?
I think when you pushed that, some saliva went down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Our wrong pipe. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't do that too hard, because I know we're recording an episode and I don't want to hurt you. But anyway, we are going to be eating with sleep shades on.
I've done that many times, so I'm not.
And I don't really mind, even though I'm not going to be able to see anyway. So, but I'm complying because everybody else is going to do it. And I am going to be one of the students who is going to be helping with making the food.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good.
Yeah. So I got to be there a half an hour before my actual lesson.
Nice.
Which is going to be fine, because I'm also going to be helping with the end of term one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll be cooking every meal prep student is going to be doing that.
Yeah.
Not just me. Not just me.
Well, good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Babes.
Yeah.
We watched some biopics last night.
We did.
Walk the Line.
Yep.
And
Abraham Lincoln.
From 1930, starring Walter Houston.
Yep.
Which was a Jaylo pick.
It was.
Yes. But let's start with Walk the Line.
I'm not going to spend too much time on it, because there's a lot of things that happen.
That is more than fair.
Okay. Because we have talked a lot about a lot of stuff.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, so it's basically about Johnny Cash's story from when he was a child up until after he married June Carter. Mm-hmm. And it showed him as a young boy. I think he might have been, what would you say, 10 years old?
Something like
12 years old, somewhere around there. He had an older brother named Jack, and his family called him JR, I guess. That was his nickname. And showing his family, and it seemed to me like his father was like a raging alcoholic.
Yeah. And
very abusive. And his mom was trying to keep the family together, and she would hum some songs and hymns and things, and it sounded to me like they were a church-going family, and Jack wanted to be a preacher someday.
Good profession for a young man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, things are going fine, and then Jack gets into a sawing accident, which sounds really horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was going to get out of there alive, but he died, and Johnny remembers it because he remembers seeing bloody clothes, and Jack was bandaged up, and he was talking to him about the angels singing, and he ends up dying right there, and John is witness to that, and he never got over it. And so things are going on. He marries his first wife. Was making a job selling some things. I guess he was a salesman, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. So I think his wife Vivian. I think she came. Was it implied that she came from a rich family?
If they weren't rich, they were at least upper middle class.
Well-to-do.
Yeah. Because at one point she says to him, "Hey, why don't we go back to my hometown, and my dad can get you a job."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to do that because he wanted to provide for his family. They have 2 daughters. Work has been keeping him away from his family. He has been seeing other women on the side, and his wife doesn't know about this yet. And June Carter was a person that he has been in contact with, not just because he used to watch her on TV.
Listen to her.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Listen to her music, but she has been performing alongside of him. And so...
And her family, too.
And her family, yeah. And at the time, she was married to Carl Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that marriage didn't work out, and she and Carl Smith got divorced.
Oh.
And so she's got daughters, he's got daughters. Things aren't going very well. Johnny Cash is now getting into drinking and popping pills every single time he performs.
Yeah.
Bubs.
Go ahead.
This is keeping him away from his wife, obviously. Every time he comes home, there's always tension. His wife seems very, very standoffish.
Mm-hmm.
Very jealous and very standoffish. Which I kind of understand, just because he's been gone. And she seems very resentful.
And the press, this is not covered in the movie, but the press used to really hate on his first wife.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, you know that story.
No.
Because she had darker skin. Mm. And so a lot of the press thought that she was black. Mm. And so they used to print horrible things about her based on that.
Wow.
Yeah. That's covered in the Ken Burns documentary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
But we'll get there soon.
We will.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week. Or maybe, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so that's going on. He, I don't know if this really was really accurate, but he kind of starts something going on with June Carter.
Yeah.
And it comes to a head when he is back home and he's hanging pictures on the wall of him and June Carter on tour together. And she finds these out and she's like, "Don't hang these pictures."
Vivian does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she finds out later on that not only is he hanging out with June Carter, but he's hanging out with a bunch of other women. And she says she's going to find out, meaning his daughter Roseanne. Because I think Roseanne is the oldest daughter.
And the famous one, so that's why they mentioned Roseanne in the movie.
Yeah. And she's like, she's going to find out. And unbeknownst to him, she's... the daughter is in the doorway. And I don't know if it really happened as dramatically as it did.
Yeah.
So, Vivian packs up the girls and he sees them leaving and they're all crying. Go on, please.
Okay. He's doing badly in life. He's still Johnny Cash, but he has all these issues. He eventually goes over to June Carter's place. The kids are happy to see him, but she's like, "Hey, bro, you can't be strung out in front of my kids and my family. Step off."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, goes back to his place. Fast forwards to Thanksgiving. Some people come over, including his dad.
His daddy and his mama.
And his mama. And I believe the Carter family
comes over. And the Carter family comes over, yes. Yeah.
And the dad eventually looks at him and he's like, "Hey, I know you're talented and you're this big famous star, bro, But, you're not really that big of a deal in my eyes because all you have is talent, but you're not a good family man. You're not there with your wife and all this stuff,
The
right?
people that you don't see, right? And then
Yeah.
and then he looks at his father and says, "Well, where were you? Because the last thing I remember you telling me was where have you been after Jack was dying?
Yeah.
Where were you?"
hmm
And that was a valid question because he said, "Well, all you could ask me was where have you been?" It's like, "Well, where have you been?" Yeah. And so and then they were both very angry with each other.
Eventually, he performs at Folsom Prison. I can never speak.
Not prism. Folsom Prison.
He's very into math. He gets with your girl.
Yep.
And then we're back at the dad's farm, and the kids are making the old dude tell them stories.
Her dad's farm or his?
His dad's farm.
Okay, and he's like, yeah, we have the telephone with the cups tied to or cans tied to a string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the acting in the movie.
Yeah, it was good. The performances were great.
I thought the performances were really good.
Yeah.
But it feels very paint by numbers. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay. The only kid that gets mentioned is Roseanne because Roseanne had a music career.
Yeah.
There's issues with the first wife, which I know there was issues in real life, but you were only seeing it from his side. And I know it's a biopic about him, not about his first wife, but still. And then magically at the end, the dad turns into an old grandpa
who wants to be he wants to tell stories to the grandkids.
It felt like it had all the makings of a good movie, but there's no real soul behind it. If that makes any sense. It's like, it's serviceable, like I would say about Friends. It's a serviceable thing for what it is, but there's nothing really there beyond it just gets the job done.
I don't know if I think of it that way. I mean, I guess I would have questions about whether some things about the movie was accurate.
Yeah, and I know that they change things for films, and they have to. But sometimes they change things that aren't really necessary to alter. Go ahead.
Which parts?
Well, I don't know about this film in particular, but in other movies, they change things that they don't need to. So I'll give you an example from another film.
Mm-hmm.
In Being the Ricardos, when people think that Lucy is a communist, in front of the studio audience, they call up J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That didn't need to be in there.
No.
They could have used it how it happened in real life and it would have been just as good. And so I'm wondering how much of this film was changed to fit it into the film formats, or how much of it was altered because they thought it would be a more compelling story, but really you're diluting what really happened in a sense. I don't know if what I said made any sense.
I kind of get it. I don't really get it fully, but I think I kind of understand that.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if there's anything you don't get, speak now.
No, I don't. I guess I kind of understand it. Like, there are things that shouldn't have been in there.
Yeah.
Things that should have.
This had all the makings of a great movie without being a great film. It felt like it's a good enough film, but it's not great. But it has really good performances in there.
I really think that Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon actually do sing in the movie.
It sounded like it.
It sounded like they did. I mean, it didn't sound like there was somebody taping their voices, or it really actually sounded like they were singing on stage.
And maybe the film is just hurt because of the fact that Johnny Cash is such a legendary figure that we can't watch this film objectively. So if it was about some made-up character, we might have enjoyed it more. But because it's about somebody who we can read a lot about, that could have hurt the movie as a whole, I think. I can't say that I liked it, but I liked a lot about it.
Yeah, I like that they played a clip of the real Johnny Cash and June Carter singing together.
Oh, they did?
At the end of it, yeah.
Nice.
And you know, when you hear June's voice, she wasn't much of a singer, and she was right about that. She didn't really sing a whole lot. I mean, she sang, but she really didn't. I mean, She was more of a comedian, she said.
Oh.
Yeah, which I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd recommend it. I guess if this was Siskel and Ebert, I'd give it a mild thumbs up.
Okay.
What
I'd
about
at
you?
least give it a 7.
Mm.
I mean, like I said, it wasn't my favorite movie, but it was good for what it was.
Yeah.
Do you remember who June Carter's mother was? Because it was mentioned in the Carter family segment.
I believe is Maybelle Carter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Maybelle Carter, yes. Okay.
And obviously the Carter family was famous before June came along.
Yeah, they were. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Maybelle got her daughter singing.
Yeah.
June and I forgot the other one.
There's a documentary that I want to show you about Johnny Cash called Tricky Dick and the Man in Black. And it's about when Johnny Cash went to perform at the White House when Nixon was president. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't go over his whole life story, but it's a fun, interesting little documentary.
Oh.
Yeah. We could have watched that sometime. Jaylo?
Maybe.
Yeah. And I'm fascinated by Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a really complex guy. I don't know if he was a full-on lib, but he was definitely left of center to most of the country world. And I think even you would agree with me on that.
I don't know much about that. I just know that he struggled with a lot of substances. He did become he did him and his wife June were Christians.
Yeah.
But he struggled a lot. I think he struggled with his past.
Yeah.
And he struggled with what he wanted his life to be. So he kind of didn't know where he went, where he stood on certain things.
And, you know,
I mean, I don't know if that's, I could be wrong about that, but there were things that he definitely struggled with, and I don't know much about his politics, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was right-wing on some things and definitely to the right of me. But if you look at some of his positions, he's definitely, again, more lefty than your average country singer of his time.
Well, it's kind of like, Martin Luther King Jr., right?
Mm-hmm.
If anybody knew what he stood for in his speeches, I mean, just listen to 2 of them, you wouldn't think he was a very, very staunch conservative because of things that he said.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say that he would be conservative because he wouldn't be.
Yeah.
That just realistically he wouldn't be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and I think June Carter made him become a believer in Jesus, or brought that to his attention.
I think she brought it to his attention, and I think he knew that. I don't believe that she forced him, but I also think that he made his own decision.
Oh.
I don't think it was her.
Oh.
He made his own decision.
Well, good, and now he has to live with it. What?
He's dead now, bub.
Oh, so he doesn't have to live with it.
Mocking boy.
No, I'm not mocking boy, baby. How's that mocking boy?
Oh.
How is that mocking boy?
Oh, mocking his faith, bubbly.
No, I'm just saying, babes. I'm just saying.
You're mocking anybody.
I don't mock people's faiths, babes. I leave that up to you.
Oh.
I'm a good Christian.
You mocked me, bub.
No, I'm not. I'm a good Christian.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You don't even know what that's about, bubs.
I read the Bible.
You don't.
I don't?
No, you don't.
Oh.
I'm the one who read it to you.
Oh, God. Yes. But you will not be converting me, so.
Well, the only.
Oh, okay. Squeeze that knot, yeah. You will not be converting me.
I can point you in the right direction.
Nice.
But there's only one that can really convert you, bubs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get my frustrations out. You're not.
You'll never get the Bible into me there, Jaylo. We're gonna.
Bubs, stop it.
Ow, don't do that.
You mocking me.
No, I'm not mocking, boy.
I don't know if you deserve another massage.
Yeah, I do. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Turn around a little bit.
All right. Because we're still doing this. Oh, my God.
Is it sore?
It's a little bit sore. How does it feel? It feels big, doesn't it?
It does. Okay, anyway. While I'm trying to get this knot out of my My Rick's neck.
Yes.
It's not. It's big, bubbly.
It is big. Ow.
Okay.
I know. I think you dug in with the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, babe. It's not the end of the world.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, but that's what I think about the movie, and he is a complex guy. I think you're right about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. All right, 3 more big squeezes. 1.
Breathe in.
2.
Okay, breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out.
Nice.
Okay, good.
I have a friend of mine
Yes.
who had thyroid cancer.
Oh, yeah?
But this was before we met. You know my friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
And so whenever I have a knot in my neck now, I think, oh my God, I hope I don't have thyroid cancer. But it's very treatable, apparently.
Yeah, it is. And people have survived without their thyroids.
Yeah.
It just brings along other health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but people have survived without their thyroids.
Okay.
There's some people that have had to have their thyroid out because it was big.
Yeah.
And yeah. So.
Yeah.
But no, I know if you have a knot like in the back of your neck, I don't think it's cancer. It's just a knot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's in your muscle.
Is there anything else you want to say about the Johnny Cash biopic, Man in Black? I Walked the Line.
Walk the Line.
Walk the Line.
Not Man in Black,
Sorry.
but he is a Man in Black.
That was the name of his autobiography, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I said this in our podcast, but when I was in high school, we had Spirit Week, and there was one day where we had to dress up like celebrities.
Yeah.
And one of the female teachers at the school dressed up as Johnny Cash.
Wow.
And that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Johnny Cash, a Man in Black.
Man in Black.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know if that was true, but because remember when his first wife was like, "You can't wear that; it's black." It's like,
yeah, something tells me that that's not how.
Yeah, and it's like, you look
about.
like you look like you're going to a funeral all the time. You probably just like black.
Yeah. Can you do a song about that where it's like, I wear this shirt for all the oppressed men or something like that, or no?
What?
I thought he did a song called Man in Black.
I don't know.
Or about why they call him the Man in Black.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, not the worst movie, but not the best either.
Right.
Yes.
Did you saw pictures of him? He was always in black, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He also did some appearances on Hee Haw, which is a comedy show that was older.
I've heard of it.
Show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he would I saw clips of it. It was kind of funny.
And he had his own TV show.
He did.
I love the music video where Everlast remade Folsom Prison Blues, and the music video is him going on the Johnny Cash show to perform it.
That's kind of cool.
That was a really cool music video. Yes.
Kind of like what they did with the Weezer's video, right?
It's a little bit different because in the Weezer video, they built sets like it was Happy Days.
Yeah.
But in the video for Folsom Prison Blues, they took old footage of the Johnny Cash show. So Johnny Cash like introduces Everlast, and at the end of it, they shake hands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At the end of the song, he shakes hands with
Johnny Cash. And Johnny Cash, they like pull in footage of him performing, so it looks like he's performing with Everlast and his band.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was really neat.
They probably did like some.
They did a lot of computer stuff with it.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Because Everlast told the story on Joe Rogan about how they went down to meet Johnny Cash's son, and they had to do all this computer stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It was really neat. Yes.
Really good.
Yes. But after we watched Walk the Line, you had said that you wanted to see a film starring Walter Houston called Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, because I didn't hear about it until I think it was like a couple weeks ago.
Directed by everybody's favorite racist, D.W. Griffith. Yes. Tell me.
So, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it was kind of
It was hard to follow.
It
That's
was
why I
hard to
said
follow.
they used to tell me.
Yeah, it was hard to follow because it was talking about how Abraham Lincoln became president, which I think they saw. I think there was like a clip in the movie, a scene in the movie where his mom had him, and was it like a windy, stormy night or something?
Something like that, yeah.
And she said, "I want to name him Abraham." And then it fast forward to when he's an adult and he becomes president, and he's in the White House with Mary. This is really confusing because
It seemed like a couple different people
there were
played
two
Mary.
women that played that played Mary Lincoln, and one of them was really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was kind of annoying, and she was the one that bought like extravagant stuff for their for the White House, right? Yeah. And she was calling the movers imbeciles and incompetent people. Like, I don't know if Mary Todd Lincoln was like that, but
I don't know.
And
then his son would interrupt cabinet meetings.
Tad Lincoln, yeah. And he's like, "Daddy, Mother told me to go to bed, but I want to stay with you." And he goes, "Well, I think you're the only one in this country who thinks I have some kind of authority." I thought that was kind of funny.
It's a little bit too obvious, but it's a fun line.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about this movie?
Well, I mean, I didn't feel like it was really specific.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's like snapshots out of his life.
And it ends with him being shot in the theater. I don't know. I was hoping it was going to be a lot more spectacular than it was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad, but it could have been a lot better than it was.
I liked Walter Houston's performance.
Yeah, I thought he was great.
But that's really the only thing I dug about this film.
Yeah, I didn't like they didn't really go into the slaves too, because you saw a clip of them singing, right?
Yeah, well, part of that is because D.W. Griffith hated black people. So I was not expecting them to really go into that. Yeah. I did like the lady who played his first love interest, the one who died.
Anne. Yeah.
But I can't really recommend this movie.
Yeah, I wish it were better.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame, though, because Walter Houston is such a great actor.
He is.
Yeah. He was so good in Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Yeah, he's excellent in that movie. Yeah.
But, well, it was a flop, but...
I didn't really know that this was the best movie weekend for us, to be honest.
I know. I mean, and usually we have pretty good ones, but...
But that's okay.
That's okay.
They can't all be winners.
They can't all be winners or losers.
No. I think the best film we saw this weekend was probably Love in the Afternoon.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree.
Yes.
Even though I didn't quite understand why... well, there were just some things about it that I didn't always get with the band, but it was funny. But I think you're right.
And next weekend we're only watching 2 movies because we got the concert and we're going to be doing Motown during the day on Saturday.
That's right.
Yes.
That is right.
So
we're going to have a busy week.
Yep. But we watch the movies,
Mm-hmm.
do our thing, get ready for bed. I'm reading the books. We're both kind of like getting up and coming back to the bedroom. And then at some point I put down the books, go to sleep, and resting for a minute, and then I get a push like this.
I didn't mean to.
You were asleep and you pushed me in your sleep. And then you woke up for a second, you're like, oh, hi, Bob.
I think it's because I had a dream where I was supposed to be going somewhere and I realized, I don't have my keys. How am I going to get back into the apartment?
Yeah.
And that's, for some reason, my reflexes acted up. And
nice.
Shall we?
That's okay there, Jaylo. Well, good.
Yes.
Babes.
Yeah.
This is going to be a busy week for us.
It is going to be very busy.
Are there any goals you want to set for yourself this week?
Yeah. There are a few things I need to do for my classes. That's one of those things. I need to get something for my my phone because I need a pair of earphones, a
Yeah.
pair of get a dongle and a pair of earphones. So I need to get that. Yeah, it's gonna be very busy. So I'm trying to think about, and I also have an inspection tomorrow, and I have to think about, well, what should I do first? That's one thing I don't like is when I've got a bunch of things I have to do. What do I do first?
Yeah.
What's the most important thing? And it's how I felt like when I was in college, when all the work started piling up towards the end of a quarter, and I hated that. It was just like, oh, what am I gonna do? But it's not gonna last for too long, you know.
Yeah.
I will have some free time after I get a bunch of stuff done. So, you know, and I'm thinking, and as I'm talking, I'm thinking, should I do laundry today? Should I not do laundry today? Maybe I should, but then I have to do this. So it's like, don't you hate that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
It exhausts me just thinking about it.
That's fair.
Well, how do you combat that sometimes? Or how do you get through that?
Well, if I know I have a busy day, sometimes I like to get up super early so I can get a start on things.
Mm-hmm.
So you get laundry done early, and then you start your cleaning and prepping for the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And morning pages helps with that too, because you can kind of learn how to organize things in your mind a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that was a good answer there, Jaylo.
I think so.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things I need to get done, and there are some things that don't need to get done right away, but they eventually need to.
Yeah, I would
You know?
tackle the problems that are most immediate first.
Yeah. Sometimes what I would do when I was in college is if I had like a busy homework weekend, I would do half of it one day and half of it the next day.
That makes sense.
And sometimes that has worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't always, you know, I don't always follow through on that. So yeah, that I have quite a bit of things I need to get done this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You know what was in the 50 Cent book, which was interesting? He talked about how he wanted to spend more time away from his grandma's home, right?
Oh, yeah?
Because, you know, his grandma raised him, and he wanted to be out in the streets, making money.
Yeah.
But his grandma would walk him to school, so he had to think of a plan. Eventually, he convinced her to let him walk by himself, and he wanted to hustle in the afternoon. And he knew that he could get away with it for like 1 or 2 days, but it was going to be weird if he just kept coming home at the exact time of his curfew every single night. So he enrolled in a program in his school for after school for kids to study. He had his grandma sign the paperwork, so she thought he was serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And since they don't have truancy laws for after school programs, after the first couple of days, he just stopped going to it and started hustling.
But did she find out about that?
I think eventually, but not until he was older.
Oh, wow.
And he wasn't really into going to church,
mm-hmm.
but his grandma was into that stuff. One day his grandfather said, I don't want to go to church anymore. If I want to communicate with God, I can do it on my own time. And 50 said that was the opening for him to say that he didn't want to go. His grandma starts protesting, but his grandfather knew that if he took 50's side, then it would help his case, right? Because then the grandmother would be less likely to make him go. So he stood up for 50 and said, you know, you shouldn't force this kid to go to church either. And he said that that's when him and his grandfather really started bonding, was when they would skip church and hang out on Sunday mornings together.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Playing hooky on God, bub.
What do you mean? That should be the name of this episode.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Don't name it that.
Okay. But skipping church can cause some really good family bonding, apparently.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's what you're into.
You guys would go pretty much every Sunday when you were on the come up. Like when you were growing up with your parents in Hawaii.
Yes.
Wow.
Why is it? How come every time I say stuff like that, you're like, wow?
It just sounds so out there from my own personal experience.
Because you didn't grow up in that way.
Yeah.
You don't understand it. I get it. You don't understand it, but it almost sounds like it's so foreign to you.
I am glad, babes, that when you moved to Seattle, your aunt and uncle that you were staying with didn't make you go to church.
Well, that's because they weren't consistent with it, and it's because they weren't.
Stop!
That should make you
You're my armpit, babe.
I know. Okay, sit back down now. Okay.
All right, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
I saw.
All right, give me a kiss so we end this tickle wall, babes. But I am glad about that they weren't consistent with church.
They were consistent in other things, but they weren't consistent. They were inconsistent in other things, but they were consistent in other things too as well. So that wasn't always good.
But are you, in retrospect, do you wish that you would have continued going to church every Sunday?
I wish it was. I wish it was stable.
Okay.
I mean, I think that did keep me out of trouble a lot. I wasn't hanging out in the streets after curfew. I really didn't have a curfew because we weren't even allowed to go out.
Yeah, your curfew was like bedtime at 8 as a high school student, right?
It was 9.
9.
It was just.
And that went for both your sisters too.
Yeah, granted though, they never had experience raising kids, so I can't really bash them too much.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have experience raising kids, especially teenagers, so they did what they could do, but it wasn't really working.
Yeah.
You know, they only allow. I mean, and they trying to, keep us away from the boys didn't really work either.
I'm trying to think in my head, babes. I am not a churchgoer, but I also like to stay up late. So which one would I rather have? The freedom to stay up past 9 when in high school? Or would I rather go to bed early and not have to go to church, or would I rather go to church but get to stay up later? And I honestly don't know what the answer is.
I can't tell you what the answer is.
See, I want to say on the surface, I would rather go to bed early and not have to go to church, but I really do like staying up late, and especially when I was in high school, I like that. So I don't know.
Well, see, we didn't get, we didn't, I think eventually I started going to bed. I'm trying to remember. Did that going to bed at 9 thing stop? I don't remember actually.
If I remember right, it did, and I only say that I know I wasn't there. But I think you said something like your mom talked to her sister about that and said that was a little bit too strict.
There was some things that she talked to her about, but I don't remember. I think it might have been the 9 one, because that's like for an elementary school.
Yeah,
grade,
that's great if you're in first grade.
I mean, 10 or 11 would have been fine.
I'm going to say something controversial.
What?
If you're in I get it when you're younger, but I think if you're in high school, you might need a curfew for when you get home, but you shouldn't have a scheduled bedtime. And one of the reasons is it helps kids learn responsibility if they know they got to be responsible for when they go to sleep.
I think that could be good for a time, like if they say, hey, I shouldn't have to go to bed at this hour, and the parents should be like, okay, well, you come back at a certain time, but after that, I'm not going to tell you when to go to bed. And then that way, see, I really wish I would have had that.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh, you have to go to bed at 9. Mm-hmm. Because by then I was tired, but 9 o'clock is too early for any 15-year-old, 16-year-old to go to bed. That's too early.
Yeah.
It's like, it should be at least, I mean, high school kids need sleep too, because they're really busy too.
But they also need a little bit more leeway to mess up, because they need to learn responsibility and be self-motivated.
And if they don't wake up, then you tell their teacher, hey, you give them the punishment when they come back to school tomorrow, because my kid didn't wake up and get ready on time. Because then it's not the parents' fault, because they gave them that choice. Mm-hmm. And the parent can say, yeah, you do whatever you want with my kid because they didn't get up on time, and that's not my fault because I gave them that choice.
Exactly.
Which I totally agree with, actually. I think I would have loved to have had that happen.
I might even be a little bit more disciplined than you on that. I might say, okay, you're getting up in the morning, so if I have to wake you up before I go and you miss your bus, you're walking to school.
Uh-huh. Yeah, or you just, you contact your teacher and tell them why you're not in class.
Yep.
And don't blame it on me if you get in trouble. Mm-hmm. I agree with that too. That's another idea.
Nice.
But I would have loved to have had some freedom to make some decisions. If for the dating thing, I would have loved to have made a decision on whether I wanted to go on a group date or not, or if I just didn't, if I wanted to have my own bedtime.
Hmm.
But I just felt like I didn't have freedoms that other kids did, and my sisters didn't have. My other sister rebelled, but my twin and I did not do that because we knew that if we did, we would have gotten caught.
Yeah.
We couldn't hide. My sister found a way to do it, but she
Your
eventually
younger
got
sister
caught.
did, yeah.
Yeah. But we couldn't hide from it.
Uh-oh.
And I was at the mercy of their vehicles. So I really couldn't hide from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of between a rock and a hard place when I was younger.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when it came to what I was really thankful that my mom did was when it came to dances and I was going to homecoming, she was very quick to say, let her date pick her up. Don't meet him at the school.
Yeah, that's a little bit awkward.
It is. And I'm glad she spoke up and said, don't do that. She needs that experience.
Mm-hmm.
I was so thankful she said that.
And you didn't have to be home by 9.
No, the dance started at 9 and I was home by 12.
Yep.
And that was a reasonable curfew because it was a weekend.
Yeah, I think 12 in high school is reasonable. And I know people think, oh, Rick, you're loose. Why should kids have any curfew? And the answer is because if you let kids stay out all night, every night, they're going to get into a lot more trouble. At least there's a potential for that.
They are.
And if you're a parent and you have an emotional connection to these kids, like parents tell me they do, then you don't want to be up worrying about your kids all night.
Yeah, exactly. And if they have something going on the next day, you want to know that they're going to get to whatever it is they're going to get to.
Yeah, so I actually am in favor of some curfew.
Yeah.
Within reasons. And I think 12 midnight on a weekend for a high school student, I think is reasonable.
I think so too, because there are some kids that even stay up past 1 on weekends, right?
Yeah.
I think 12 is reasonable because you know that they're in, and if they want to go to bed, they can go to bed. And I don't think there's anything wrong with sleeping in on the weekend on a Saturday.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
My mom tried to make us tried to make us go to bed early on weekends, and it didn't work out. I can tell you, it didn't work out for me because I'm like, no way, I spent an entire week of school waking up early, going to bed early, doing my work. I think the least I can do is reward myself with staying up until whatever time and going to bed and going to sleep in for a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. High school kids are very, very busy.
Yep.
And I think parents try to bombard them with a lot of activities, or they put too much on their plate.
And you need a little bit of that. You need some nudging from your parents at that age, but you also need to learn to be a little bit of a self-starter and learn what works for you.
I also think that schools and job sites should implement nap stations.
That's becoming more common.
I think they should have done that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember in high school coming home and I was just super, super tired, and I still had homework to do.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that I am becoming more aware that kids, especially younger kids, should not be bombarded with a lot of homework.
Absolutely.
It should be, if they're going to get homework, it should be very useful, like, oh, you have to practice some spelling words.
Yeah, it shouldn't be stuff that they're never going to use in the real world.
It shouldn't be like a whole bunch of math problems, okay? It should be math problems that are good to know, but not things that, not like extra homework assignments.
It should be math that you're going to apply in your everyday life. So maybe a homework assignment for a kid might be find out how your parent or guardian balances a budget for the month and write up a report on that. But you could do it over the course of a semester.
Or
you don't have to have it in
tomorrow. Or you could plan a trip to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I've heard of teachers doing that. They plan a trip to the
That's a good
grocery
one,
store.
actually.
Yeah, and then they think, if they want to do a lesson on what is a better buy, they're going to learn that from a grocery store really quick.
Mm-hmm.
What is a better buy of meat, or a better purchase if you get this bag of rice versus this bag of rice?
And it's not only about quantity, it's about the or
Quality.
quality. It's a lot about quality. So you might pay and get a little bit more and it's for something that's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
But had you paid more for something that's a little bit less quantity, it's higher quality. So it's
Right.
about determining those things too.
And then fractions would be really good as far as when you're eating a meal and you're cutting into, like, if you're having a dessert like a pie.
Mhm.
Fractions are really good for being useful for learning how to cut pieces of pies, right? So I mean, and it has to also coincide with the lesson. Like if you're if you're doing a graphing lesson, it's probably a good idea to give somebody a way to learn how to read a map.
I agree.
You know,
Yep.
something that normally a math teacher wouldn't do, because all I would get was like pages from a math book and it was so boring. And there's so many things you can implement homework that would be fun.
Yeah.
But it can't be like a whole bunch of it.
No.
No.
Well, good. Oh, I got one more quick question, and then
Yes.
we'll wrap it up because it's just after 1 now.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. I might have asked you this before. In fact, I think I did, but I don't remember the answer.
Yeah.
When you did Sunday school as a kid, did they give you homework like, say, all right, go home tonight and I want you to read Ezekiel 25:17, and then you come back next week and discuss it? Or
they didn't. They would give us memory verses.
Okay.
Sometimes, memory verses, we were memorizing that a little bit in my grandma's house, but we didn't get homework for Sunday school.
Nice.
Sometimes they would have like Bible quizzes and Bible drills, but or they would have us reenact a story in class.
That actually seems like that might be kind of fun.
Reenacting a story. But I didn't really get into Sunday school until I got older and I was a teenager.
Nice.
But they never gave us homework. No.
Oh, good.
Because we had other homework to do.
Yeah.
When I think of homework, I'm thinking of like chores around the house, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking chores, or I'm thinking stuff that your school sends home for you to do.
Yeah, or like if you like read for like 10 minutes a day, or practice your spelling words for 10 minutes a day. See, that's all they really need is 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Not an hour or 2 hours.
Depending on the kid too, but for the most part.
Because I started getting homework when I was in second grade, and
that sounds about right for me too.
Yeah, but once I got to high school, it was just like I was just studying. I feel like I was studying a lot.
Uh-oh.
And I did not like that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah. But there has to be, but some teachers decide like, oh, I can assess them during the day so they won't have to get homework. Mm-hmm. And that's also another possibility.
I think, no, I hardly ever did homework as a kid.
Yeah.
But just because I was lazy and whatnot. I think some homework is a good thing, but it needs to be a little bit balanced so it doesn't completely take over the kid's life.
Like, for example, if they know that they're going to have a test, right?
Yeah.
They're going to need to have some homework to prepare them for their test.
Exactly.
And if it isn't immediate, like not immediate, but if they're going to study something the next day, instead of giving them homework, they could assess them during the day to get them ready for the next day. Mm-hmm. So it could be a balancing act.
That's what I think. But I also believe that school days should start at around 10 and end at maybe 4. But that's just me, babes. Yeah. I
personally like the 8 to 2 schedule because that's what I had through most of my childhood was 8 to 2.
It was common, I think more like 9 to 3 in my case, with some exceptions, but I do think that if we gave kids more of that time to sleep in, it would be better for them.
I remember in high school when I had to be there by 7:10. That's insane.
I definitely went to schools where that was the case, and I did not like it.
Yeah, and then class would end about 2, so it would be a good 6-7 hour day. But I like the 8 to 2 schedule because it's not too early. It doesn't start too early, but it also doesn't end too late. Maybe
it's just me, but I always felt very rushed in the morning.
Yeah. I did too, but we had a schedule. We had a set schedule, and I was out the door by about 6 and
wow,
6 or 7. So I got up pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, anywho.
Well, babes.
I can't believe it's after 1.
Let me see what time it is now. It is 1:06, and we've
Wow.
been doing this for about just under 2 hours and 30 minutes. So it's like 2:29 right now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I might edit it a
after
little bit.
10:30.
But it's like 1:06. I don't think we started after 10:30.
Okay, okay.
Well, wait a second. If we started after, we could have started at like 10:37, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So under 3 hours.
Yeah, but not by much.
Okay.
Hopefully I wasn't too stuck on stupid today. And I made some sense.
No, you did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And I need to get some kefir.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll let you keep Sutherland.
Oh, my goodness.
Alana has had kefir in her fridge for me for maybe the last month and a half, and we just keep forgetting.
Yeah. And it's a fermented drink, so I don't even know when it's supposed to be expired.
I think because it's a fermented drink, it's probably still good.
Okay, just check the date, because
Yeah.
I haven't even opened the bottle. I had a bottle with my mom, but I didn't, and we finished it, but I didn't even open another bottle for a while.
Nice.
So,
and you wanted to check about Commissed, and you also wanted to order me some more Commissed from Melaleuca at some point.
I might order a couple of bottles for me.
200 bottles.
200 bottles?
Yeah, 200.
And we also got some chocolate eggs for you too.
Oh, yeah. We discovered that I do, in fact, like some eggs.
Chocolate eggs.
Chocolate eggs. So Alana's going to start making me chocolate scrambled eggs.
No, I'm not going to make
chocolate eggs over easy.
I'm not going to make you chocolate eggs.
Chocolate egg salad sandwiches.
Bubs. My goodness.
Yeah.
It has to be a dessert sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Ew.
Good.
Ugh.
Yes.
Chocolate eggs and mayo.
Ugh. Well, one, we wouldn't have mayo on it because mayo is very egg.
It's not gross.
Mayo's gross. And I thought mayo was gross before I knew how it was made.
It's not gross.
I never liked mayo or Miracle Whip.
I think Miracle Whip is disgusting.
I think they both are.
I think mayo is good.
Oh.
But that's just me.
Killing you all on that lyrical shit. Mayonnaise beans.
Okay. Stop it.
What?
Come on, let's end this now.
You know who that was, right?
I'm sure I do.
It's your ex-favorite rapper. Ex-favorite, yay.
Oh. He wasn't really my favorite rapper.
Who was?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not... Bubs, come on.
Okay. I did like that line, though.
Oh.
That's a good line. But anyways, I won't repeat it, even though I want to.
Oh.
You want me to? Okay.
No.
Okay, all right.
Bubs, you repeat it, I'll tickle you again.
Well, I don't need to repeat it. I can repeat it when I'm alone by myself.
Yeah, Miracle Whip is gross.
Yeah.
Ugh, I can't stand it.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, very
Well, give me a kiss, babes. And
Okay.
We'll wrap it up.
Bye-bye.
Hold on, I gotta kiss you and then we're
Okay, let go of my ear, please.
Why?
Because I want you to.
I don't want to. I let go of it. I like the sweater too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's an old red sweater. I'm glad you still like it.
Yeah.
Like, there's some rips in it that need to be sewn.
That's okay. All right, babes. Unless you want to talk about the baths this morning, I don't think we need to go there though.
No, we don't need to do that.
We both knocked over the cup though. That
Okay.
a lot of keeps to rinse ourselves off.
That's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, but I do need to pee, and you probably want to kick me out.
Yeah, because I got a busy afternoon.
Yeah, and so do I. Frankly.
Yeah, you got something at 8.
I can't just be here canoodling with you all day.
No, you got something at 8.
I might get that thing. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. You don't have to go,
I know I don't have to. And I even said to my friend, I'll try to make it.
Mm-hmm.
But try could be...
not going at all.
Very loosely interpreted. Like, I tried to make it, but it turns out I was just really tired.
Yeah. All I have to say about that is I'm glad he didn't stress on me going.
Yes, I am too.
For obvious reasons. Yeah.
All right, Jaylo.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. Bye.